I'm about to send the link right now. You don't even gotta worry. I'm doing all the hard work for you. Come on, man. This is a Fire Six production. This ain't no UPN operation.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7,
You're not lying though.
Yo, what's good? What's good? How y'all feeling, man? Appreciate everybody being in the stream, man. It's your boy Dot, man. FSG in the building. I got the Goon Squad with me. To the top right, you see your boy Major Bump, man. HOMI in the building, waving his flag. Bottom right, we got the big homie VERSUH, man. Lavelle Cole in the building. And the newcomer to the team, man. We got Jay DILLON right here. Finna drop some facts. I see him with the heat check gear on, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We stay dipped in FSG gold.
Yes,
HOMI trying to
sir.
compete with us. Gonna put some Major Bump fit on, like, man, come on, man, like,
Bump or nothing.
trying to stay clean with it. What's good with y'all boys though? How y'all feeling, man?
I'm feeling great, bro. It's been a long
Good
day.
man, good man.
Yeah, just knocked out
Appreciate
a
you
couple
having
of
us.
Appreciate you having us,
Daniel.
bro.
2 years in a row, but I get it.
2 years in a row, you know what I'm saying? I already know. Yeah, right. Before we kick off the draft, man, like, so how you feel about that, homie? Like, you been in the pool the last couple years, man. You got a lot of connections in the league, man. Why you feel like, you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody reach for you, like, because you been good at your position, you know what I'm saying?
I miss my opportunity. Like sometimes you gotta be 100. I miss like season 2-ish, 1-ish, 2-ish, 3-ish. I was hot-ish Greece.
Mm.
I think if I was in the pool then I was drafted, but I can't even say that because VERSUH was in them pools too and get drafted. But now I just feel like now it's like my connection was in the wrong spots, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. I had the wrong connection. I had T-Mobile.
You had T-Mobile. You crazy. So when you say the connections in the wrong spot, like, so when we be talking about that networking shit, tell me about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like some of these prospects have to know what connections that are valuable and whatnot? Because there's a lot of people out here acting like they know they could help. They could, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you've been sold a dream or two, Verse.
I mean,
Yeah, you gotta take. Yeah, go ahead. I'll let VERSUH say that.
I mean, it's more so like, and you just gotta be from that type of comparable ground to know. You know when people playing both sides. So I'll put it like this: like, people will say like, for example, oh, I know who I want, or I got control, or I got this type of voucher, and I can bring this person in, however. But then when it come down to it, when it's a decision that's not in the favor of their friend, they'll say, "Oh, I don't have control," or like, "I gotta trust the org and what they saying and stuff like that." But it causes conflict because not only are the players doing it, but the org's doing it. You got orgs promising picks and orgs promising a player to come to a certain location. So you making these connections and making these ties, whether it's a player with a player or a coach, is like you never know what to expect. But at the end of the day, on a professional level, if you know you carry yourself a certain way and you achieve certain accolades or you accomplish certain things within the community and marketed yourself in a certain light, you would expect some type of transparency. So for me, for example, like season 3, when I had an abundance of interviews, people had me listed as a top 8 shooting guard. So top 8 in that pool, you would think I would just automatically go to a team if I didn't have a certain amount of interviews. And hearing people call my name left and right, left and right, left and right.
Man, they mentioned your name like 3-4 times during the broadcast. I was there. I watched it. I mean, I saw. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. So throughout the duration of time, all I'm thinking in my head is like, okay, even if I don't go to 3 teams that I interviewed with, I done heard from 4, 5, 6 other teams like, yeah, I want you at this spot. So and not only teams is like, I'm not gonna say no names, but people that I spoke to like, oh yeah, you fit this description, you fit what we want for this team. So when the time came around and it happens, like, how much can I put my trust into a process that hasn't not only it didn't just affect me, it affected other people as well. Not only my people, but people that I consider as like friends or people that I see as top competitors in the community too. So it's just a matter of just putting the right people in place. I don't think it's the matter of which connections you make at this point, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it and they have the decision to take you or not and they choose otherwise, they just gonna put it on the org. But the org ain't gonna never say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna take that fall. They're gonna fall on that sword regardless. But then it's the people that just say that they got control and they don't got control of anything. So don't put out that false hope for anybody that you consider to be your friend or your colleague.
that's facts. That's facts. What about you, Mo?
See, man, Versa a little different, bro. Like he was in the pool, bro. So this situation to me, like I said, because when I wasn't in the pool, boy, I was getting all types of good little messages, man. Good luck, what you do. Yeah, I wanted you. I for sure want you as my this, want you as my that. And then, I mean, man, I ain't no fool, bro. Like I knew what it was. When I say I was getting I DMs, text, and these from coaches, not just players. I know people like the dwell on. Oh, I thought Bear was taking. I'm talking about different coaches around the league. And when I got in the pool, hey, God is my witness. Strike me down now. I didn't hear a word from these people. I don't even think I existed to them, but they exist to me. But like so, it was a little different. That's why, like with me, I had hope of keep trying because I wasn't in the pool.
And
But
that's one of the things, and I think you was public with it when you said I ain't even get an interview with the team. Everybody thought that I was
Oh,
going
Lord.
to. You know what I'm saying? Like that interview
interview, I
process
had
is
a
tough. You know,
conversation.
meaning like trying to get one and feel like you building and you connecting with an org. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's
So it's a little.
crazy.
That's why I say it's a little different. That's when you see it for what it is, and like that's why this year coming in, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't had much. Like I don't really think much of it no more. Like I went through the process. It ain't go how I wanted it. But the fact that like it's like I said, I ain't had that many. Bro, like I'm talking about no interviews. I had two. I think I had two last year. I had two this year actually.
Oh,
I
okay.
wasn't
Who
doing
you
it.
interview
Yeah,
with this year? If you don't mind me asking.
the two people who interview everybody. So it don't like I don't know if
Okay,
they got
okay, okay, okay. See, yeah,
who
you and
interview
Verse know
everybody.
more about that. You know what I'm saying? Like he said,
Hey,
interview
look,
everybody.
my man Big West don't always interview the whole pool.
Right, right,
And
right. Okay,
Nacho interviewed me this year. So
right.
like he come from Big West camp. So you know what I'm saying? I think they do they more so don't interview like more people. And I think of interviews though, like I ain't really like the teams that probably would have had a need for me. I don't see none of the teams that interview because the two teams that interviewed me, I don't think I had a shot at going to based off who they had and like the players already on the team.
Yeah.
And they play a big part too, like on the
I'm
team. So
already knowing. I'm already knowing. Now, Jay, I know you wasn't really on the player side of everything, but since being around in the community, how do you feel like the draft process has evolved and you know what I'm saying? Like what the pros and cons of what you've been watching, kind of like from your
No, I mean,
perspective.
no, I mean it's definitely changed. I mean, season one, it was like all people that got in the pool, they knew they were getting drafted. They were secure. Get in the pool and you're safe. And then after that, they started changing the combine process and stuff like that. And now it's just different. Now it's like that buddy buddy narrative. It's kind of that, kind of not, but it's just a big business. I mean, you see that in the NBA all the time. Like, oh, we're not going to trade them. We're not going to trade that. I mean, one trade that sticks out to my mind, NBA. I mean, McCollum was with Portland for how long?
I
He was with
know,
Portland forever.
man. I
It's just
know.
that's my 330. I mean, short story. Me and McCollum went to high school back together in Ohio. Great
What?
guy, phenomenal dude. Yeah,
That's
Canton,
wild,
Ohio,
bro.
bro. Dude was 5'2" as a sophomore. So it's like it's just a great story. Just a good dude, but like him and Lillard will have that bond forever. Whether they team up again or not, which I could see happening, but maybe not. But he went to he had a hand when he got traded. But with the 2K league, it's still a business. Trades happen. I mean, season one there was no trades, and now trades people look forward to trades now. It's like something like us analysts we get to talk about. It's kind of cool. But then it's just a business. Like who do you retain? Who do you draft? Who comes back to your team? Who do you hire as the coach? I mean, everybody, HOMI and I'm sure VERSUH remember that Portland team that had, Mama and Walnut. Dude, that was like a dynasty
Oh,
in the
Walnut
making. But
and
they,
Shot.
but they never,
Like
right?
that's
And shot right,
crazy.
but they had no coach. So say what
Right.
you want, but like what I'm saying, that's a team that no reason should not have went farther. But look how much it's evolved and stuff like that. And now Walnut and Mama are back together. So it's like coaches have come far, draft picks have come far. Like the whole league has just evolved in 5 years now. So
It's crazy that you mentioned that because I was thinking about that the other night. I don't think people remember how crazy and how dominant that team was. Like it was to the point where, and like I'm connected with a lot of players. Like legitimately, other competing players would hit me up and be like, "Bro, like I don't even feel motivated to play them because it's hard to stop all three of them, bro. It's like they Thor with all the Infinity Stones. Like that's what they was playing like in that season, bro. So like when we first saw them break up, it was just like, why? Like how? But we understood the retainment process. But even with that, just seeing how it translates to now, and seeing like shots with the Nets and Mama and Walnut on the Kings, and ultimately Mama wanted to go home, and Dane is a West Coast guy too, so just seeing like how like everything has like evolved and everything has changed and things have been shifted, and just even the fact that they're bringing in more experienced people when it comes to esports. Like we just saw somebody be brought in from Overwatch.
Yeah,
Overwatch, right.
to the Blazer
Yep.
5. Yeah,
It's evolving.
general
right?
manager.
So it's big
Right.
just seeing that people are like, and I get it. Like, the part of me loves the fact that we could bring in more people from the 2K community that understands our place and understands our culture. But like, part of us does need like more esports experienced people that have like understanding and structure on how to run an organization properly. Because we understand the turmoil that's been built over the years, and just players being unprofessional, coaches being unprofessional, all these scandals that went around with who and all these different type of things that have happened, whether it's in season or off season, and that's not fitting for like our audience, and that's not. We already have a small audience, not necessarily small, but a limited audience because of the profession that we're pursuing and the realm of esports that we're in. We're not Call of Duty, we're not Fortnite, we're not Overwatch, we're not Halo. So like tuning into sports game is already like we're already closing ourselves into one category. You know what I'm saying? So we have to make it exciting as possible. We have to have authenticity. We have got to have different personalities. We got to have people that stand out, people that are personable. So, and I feel like we're coming a long way with that. But even with our small little problems that we're having right now, it could be smoothed over so that way it's more welcoming. Our community is more welcoming. What you see on a day-to-day basis from casual players or casual fans are more welcoming. We can be more captivating with the things that we put out, and we can catch more eyes so that we could deal make more deals and have more partnerships and potentially get back to where we need to be. Because like we said in the spaces the other day, we kind of dropped the ball with the ESPN thing.
Yeah, I was big on that, man. I was huge on that. We focused so much on the dribble glitch that we didn't even realize we was on ESPN. Like,
so like
No, that should have been huge.
Exactly. So with that situation, it's just like, okay, not only did we not take advantage of it, but we didn't defend ourselves as well, because certain things could have been enforced to where we understood the motive when we're playing live, like literally live.
That's facts.
To bring in not only the consumers that play the same game title that we play, but bring in the fans or incorporate new fans that just love basketball, essentially. So,
hey, homie, being around for that process, what was like the 102? Was the 102 hard? Like what happened? Like both of y'all can give me that, but homie, go first. Like what was that like?
It was hard, and it wasn't. People thought like they had their picks, like they got some people in that pool because they had a lot of heavyweights in that class, and then that's when you really had to go through the combine with randoms that was like
full
bad, bro. And we didn't know what it took to make it through the process, because like me, I thought I made it through. Like I think at power forward, small forward, I had great numbers, a decent winning percent. So we didn't really know.
And that was in the combine where you was just loading in with people, like the first time. Them was okay. Yeah, them was the good ones. Them was the really random.
You gotta realize that year one, nobody knew the algorithm or what it took.
We didn't know the standards at all.
And I still think it was. I still think they handpicked certain people because, like, I mean, back then, yeah, you knew they was getting some people in that class.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with Hami here because, like, I come from that era, so like, I could speak from just experience, just knowing. Like, I played with Fab, I played with Ramo, I played with Shots, I played with Arsenal, I played with JT. Like, I knew them since like 2K11, 2K12, 2K10 type deal. So like, at the end of the day, like when I saw certain names, I was like, oh, they already had an idea, and plus we already had 250K for the road to the All-Star, road to the finals. Yeah. They already been watching from a while, so like it's a certain upper echelon that they already knew they was gonna be there. The rest was like quote unquote fillers, because when we saw certain players go, it was like we ain't never heard of them before. You know what I'm saying? But it worked out because now, like, and I'm not trying to sound like an asshole. Dane is my boy, but nobody essentially really knew like One Wild Walnut. We knew him from Team Up, like I knew him from.
Yeah, that boy played a lot of Team Up. He said, play with Major Bump. Everybody.
Hey,
You-
He was
it's a
on my
pipeline.
team. Nudini
It's a
was the
pipeline.
point guard. Nudini bought him though. Like
A
I
lot, of
didn't
people,
know.
a lot of people don't remember that though. I mean, that's
Dang.
that's a part of us understanding
That's
where
history.
we came from. Yeah, exactly. So like,
So how the
if you
hell
guys-
your whole team go? Oh, but you saying you in the combine, you had a really good combine, but you just didn't know.
No, bro, it's not that. Like back
It was
then,
deeper.
they got the heavyweights in, like the JTs, all them people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta realize, like
JT, Ramo, so the Space Jam
that,
crew.
that was like I'm telling you, that first year, bro, Versa can attest to it. They had to like balance it out, I think, because you had people, and for some people it worked. Like Idris, I think got in that year, nobody knew
Okay.
him. Lavish, nobody
Yeah.
knew him. There's a couple of people nobody knew that panned out to be good. So like, and it was
It made
the
it look
first year,
legit,
so you know
yeah.
they can't mess up, and you know
Right.
my personality, they gotta get them people that they think, you know what I'm saying? Like we know,
Right.
like
They still left some off the table, though. I mean, what, J Money averaged, 40 and 20? You know what I'm saying? J Money had crazy numbers that. Even Bear didn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think
Yeah.
Bear had really good numbers, too. And it took him a whole
Chalk
season to
did
get
too,
in.
but-
You know, and Chalk, too. Yeah, Chalk. They said stat puffing. So it was kind of like, it was that fine
people
line.
wasn't known
Are we
though,
going to
they
get in?
didn't. It
Yeah,
wasn't
so-
known
Right,
then.
right.
So
Yeah,
what they did
true.
was like, I remember when that whole thing came about, what they said was like, essentially all they did was play for stats rather than playing like advanced metric basketball to where it catered to like team oriented basketball. So that's when like Chalk went on that huge rant and like went crazy on the league. And Bear sat quiet. He waited until the time came around and did his thing. But that's when that kind of like altered the process to see like how they could go about making it more clean. And essentially, that's when they introduced the 85 win percentage to get into the combine through the rec. It doesn't matter how you won, like the rec or the pro am. And then even then, we had like the N1 man, the Chinese dude yelling N1, trolling people. You had the dude coming in there.
Hey, who was? Hey, did y'all play with? Please tell me y'all played with that Avery Minor dude, man. Like, oh my god, who was going for 70 every game, bro, and thought he was finna get drafted.
Let me tell you something, Doc.
Bruh averaged like 70 over the 40 games. I mean, like, he never passed the ball. Like,
I ain't gonna lie to you, Doc. I never blocked nobody on Xbox before. I blocked them. I blocked them that day, though. I blocked them that day. I couldn't do it.
hey, that boy Avery Minor was crazy, bruh.
If you was a comp player in the community and you loaded up with me with any player with the number 1 as your second number,
That's
that
last
man blocked you. 11, 21, 31, 41.
Any of them.
He said that made me block
The match
you,
was
like.
crazy, too. It was crazy. It was
He
nuts. It was
blocked, bro.
crazy.
And people
But even
didn't
that-
care.
Yeah, but they had crazy
Shout out to
metrics back
Football.
then,
I
though.
see him in the chat too. That's my dog.
Who you say,
But the
please?
metrics back then were crazy, though. Because the
Yeah.
metrics, remember, guys, I don't know if you guys remember, they used to count green lights as a point and stuff like that. They used to be able to tell if you could green light it. They used to do pass to assist. Like, that's when they actually
I'm
cared
not
about.
too sure on all that. I still think all that's handpicked. I don't believe in none of
They
that.
saying my
I-
uncle
I-
wasn't
I-
greening. You wasn't greening, Unc. You wasn't getting your extra points.
No, I don't disagree with Homi. I don't.
Not
You
that.
know, that's
Like
what
they said, like ball, like how many dribbles you took and all this and like.
Yes, yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't.
Your
believe
layup
that.
percentage and all type of shit. Like, yeah, it was your layup percentage. And,
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. To a certain extent, I agree with Dylan, but to a certain extent, I don't think nobody was genuinely going and watching those games or watching it live, like to see like dribble count and ball usage and all that stuff.
How could you? How can
Yeah,
you? You know what I'm saying?
it's
That's
not-
come on. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's still a
Yeah.
video game, you know.
We didn't even have like PvP or like private viewer, like how you can spectate a pro-am. So I highly doubt. And looking at the league even now, I highly doubt that they was able to like do that during that process at such an early phase of the league. So it was just like I saw things for what it was, and I was like, you know what, I'm just making the best of it because it was fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
We literally used to be like, all right, I'm gonna wait until everybody else search, then I'm gonna search
Yeah.
because I don't want to match with
Yeah.
nobody. I'm gonna wait until this person I just played with get in the game because they gonna troll me. Like it was crazy, bro. So,
Bro. They used to have those crazy work times too. Like you get off at 2 a.m. and just work from like 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. And those certain windows were just like
Oh yeah, them windows was.
windows.
You knew them
Those
night
windows.
windows. If you had like a bad window early and you tried to make up for it in that night window,
Back it up.
you got trolled
Back it
from
up.
2 in the morning to 8 in the morning. You was getting trolled. It was gonna be a long night, man. I remember sitting in like damn near all the HOMI streams, like going into season 3. Like, bro, like I couldn't believe the luck. Like he was just getting trolled.
I like that. If we could get that combine back with the way to get in, and still add some of them, because you realize we leave people out who don't have teams, who don't even know about Pro-Am.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I love that
totally
format.
Yeah.
I didn't like this format. I like getting all the comp players, but I feel as though they pre-stack them teams based on who they like. Like I don't like how they pick them teams. I'd rather go in random with the comp players that we don't troll.
I like that. Yeah, you're right.
Also, what I think that they need to take away. I don't. Okay, so I'm an older dude. I'm a veteran within the 2K League, like type thing. So like, I don't really like the fact that we could go and grab somebody that's 13, 14 years old to get me a draft spot. Like,
that's good point.
You know, like if they're inspiring to be like a part of the league, they should be able to be a part of that process when it's time. I shouldn't be able to.
They did that this year, Verse. I don't mean to cut you off. Remember, last year they couldn't play. This year they could.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. No, last year they couldn't play.
No, remember, Crazy got them in the pool before he was eligible.
Yeah, before he was eligible, Crazy was getting everybody in the pool.
No.
He was responsible for like 9 players to get drafted or something.
But you couldn't. Listen. This is the thing. My fault. It was an age restriction. Crazy wasn't eligible because of his graduating class, I think.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because Johnny Red and them couldn't play last year, or like Benzo and all, they couldn't play last year at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Play down there, I think about it.
Okay, Homie with the history. Okay, Homie. Like, okay.
No, but Tommy's right though. There should be a mixture of like the playing tournaments, but like the randomness too. The randomness is like kind of it.
Hey, we wrong, Versa. We wrong. Crazy played last year. He was eligible last year because he was the first pick.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Two. When he was playing for season 2, he was getting
people in the pool.
No. Season 2 was the regular combine though.
No, season 3. Then
I'm talking about pre-draft going into season 3 before he got. I'm talking about the year that he wasn't eligible. He played with them players to get them in the pool because he sat out that year.
He wasn't eligible. He had got like 7 people in, bro. I remember that. Like, yeah.
Because Famous got on Twitter, he was like, y'all gotta pay Crazy.
Pay Crazy, yeah. Famous was going, yeah.
That year, we had 2 years though when the youngest. So we had the year Crazy was. You're right. And then that next year, when they did it, when you had to win a league tournament, but all 5 qualified, they didn't let nobody that wasn't eligible play.
Right, and then it came back this year with like Benzo. And
Benzo was able to help people get in this year.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like that shouldn't be a thing. Like because I'm not hating on none, but
I think it'd be hard, and I agree if they did it where you could have it with the randomness of you going in picking your 5 preset builds. But I think the issue is gonna be like Verse said, it shouldn't be no little kid to dictate if he gonna be able to make some money. You know what I'm saying, and feed his family. Like I don't think you could put an age restriction on your Xbox though.
Well, they can't.
But they know because you gotta fill out.
You gotta sign up.
Fill out. Yeah.
So if you filled out something and then they added it to your gamer tag, like because you was eligible, that would be dope.
No. Everybody know who's not eligible, bro. Everybody know Benzo's not eligible this year or next.
But
year.
remember the year what season was that where the combine went eligible in your thing, but you could load up on your other profile. So like say Homie, you had I was game sharing with you or that was 1 and 2 where you could it was still popping up and people was playing in the combine who didn't have a tab.
I know what you're talking about, but it was kicking them out the game.
They were banned them.
They was getting kicked out the game? Okay.
They were getting dashed and stuff. And that's the ones who was complaining about, like, what's the name? You right. But, I mean, I like the old process. I like the new process with the old system. And then But we got to figure out a way to do that, them tournaments and stuff, and still have the one where you let a certain amount of people in. That's randoms that get in through like the record stuff because them people are x'd out the whole process. To be honest.
No, they really, yeah. If they can't find a team, what do they do? Like
so you
said,
saying
they
the
can't find a team,
random, you want the randomness back, homie?
No. You got to understand what I'm saying, bro.
Okay.
So we need to keep team tournaments. And whatever drop in, we do all that, right? Boom. Keep that. But you gotta have some system in place for people who is not in our community.
How
like
they do that though?
Completely not in the community.
I know how they do that. You know, just like how we have WR Select. Like all of the people that's not necessarily in the loop of our community, they can literally just go sign up through like a select system and be placed all into a pool and randomize those teams, and then these coaches and scouts and people from the league administration could see how they play and then use that to dictate what other pool members that compete in that make it into the pool outside of signing up for team tournaments. They can have like a combine amongst those people that can't find teams. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that's just being introduced to Pro-Am, and then shift them into that pool. Then you randomize the whole pool for that combine.
They dogging me in the comments. I'm on the computer. If I get on my phone, y'all ain't turn the volume up on the computer.
Yeah, I'm finna hear you. I'm turning it up. I can turn it up for you.
They say in the comments
Yeah, they trolling you, man. Can y'all hear Homie, man? He said, Homie talk. Hey, leave your uncle alone, man. Like, hey, but for real, like, I like the whole idea of being able to. Dylan, what you think about being able to? Let me get a little light. I don't want nobody thinking I'm. What you think about being able to randomize it? Where I like the whole idea of preset builds. I'm not gonna lie, like, because I like the combine aspect of the preset builds because it prepared you for what you got to prepare for in the league. Like right now, I think the combine is cool because you picking everybody that's gonna be in the combine. You getting better talent going against better talent, but they all playing on their 99s, and that's just not the reality of what it's gonna be. I think being able to kill on that league format or some sort of pre-made build made it the ultimate attraction. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
No, I totally agree. It should be like League Build. I mean, why can't they just have it be like a patch where they just download League Build and then, they just play 5v5 and stuff like that? That'd be awesome. That's how it should be. So what does 99 show you? That you can, I mean, I'm not going to say exploit the game. You obviously built your player to a 99, but, League Builds, I mean, there's a way to have that patch. We're on next-gen systems, There's probably endless stuff that 2K can do. I'm just not totally sold on it. 2K is totally invested in the league as much as they should be within 5 seasons, if that makes sense. I don't know if Ronnie and them are really advocates. I'm not saying they're not advocates for the league. I feel like there's a lot more that they could do, and that comes with marketing and all that. So I don't know if that's on 2K's side or I don't know which side that's on. If that makes sense.
Y'all can hear me, Doc?
Yeah, we can hear you better now. Can y'all hear Unk now?
Mic check.
Yeah, you should be coming through loud and clear now. I don't need this no more. I got you on the loudspeaker now.
I'm about to say I got my headset in there because they told me put a headset.
Hey man, they just wanted to hear you.
You right though, Dylan, because I found out because I asked them because when I asked my little people, I got connections in that. But I think because 2K the preset builds with the combine was 2K making some. So last year they said basically, they had to deal with 2 games, which was next gen.
Correct.
And then I guess they just don't do it now, so I don't know. Here we go.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's on 2K side or which side it's on, but yeah, they need to. That's the thing though with current gen, next gen. That's the thing too with current gen. Should those people get a chance too to make it to the league just because they couldn't find a PS5 or whatever it is?
No. That's so when people talk about it shouldn't be easy. I think that's the shouldn't be easy part. We gotta get you a next gen console.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Let's get it, man. All right, so let's go ahead.
The process is always. I just now. Like if I ever get my story out there, it's like, I ain't really got to. I think I missed my window to get in. And I had this fish grease, and then after I got in the pool, how the process went, it don't motivate me to like try or give much bank on it so much
Right. But I mean, like, but my thing is, you got a lot of players that come from Major Bump Academy. Like, you run with top players. Like, it's funny to me.
Since you got me here, there ain't that many people, bro. You gotta realize my image, my name, my image, and me. A lot of people scared of that on them teams. They don't want to, like, a lot, bro. I've heard, I swear, on everything.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not laughing because I didn't heard like Verse say something similar. So I understand what that energy feel like. Like they don't want me. You know what I'm saying? Like
this is what I heard. I've heard before I got in the pool, like, and people was like, if Homie get in the pool, he guarantees drafted. You know he get drafted. He got this, he got that, and then people will say, no, it's people that don't want him on the team because they think if he get on the team, it's his team. So then you got to deal with, okay, you got to think about it. People want to be in that league, bro. So they might think if Homie get here, his image, I can play the game, bro. I don't care what nobody says. I can play the game. And my image, all right, that's one retainment back gone. Like that. And I heard that, and after I got in the pool, and I saw it, it's like, all right, it's a reality. That's just what it is.
I'm gonna bring it back up there. So it's been a known thing. So like I understand where you come from because like for me like I don't have no problem with anybody in the community, not like that. Like I'm neutral. Like I'm personable. Like I don't create problems. I don't do none of that. But I'm also somebody that like people know like the way that people like quote unquote troll or like joke with in a certain fashion. They know that they can't do that with me. So like in a setting to where like I'm gonna use myself as an example with playing, like gameplay, right? So like, let's say a player, like a above average player, trolls.
I'm gonna answer your question with VERSUH done.
Okay.
Let's say above average player trolls in tens or something like that, or like however, they don't say nothing to him, or they're not gonna say anything about it. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm not taking it serious, not necessarily trolling, but not like fully locked in, because like for one, I probably can't work on my game anyway, because the point guard is in 10s trying to drop 50 or just throwing grenades. You know what I'm saying? But then I do like a small thing. It's like, oh yeah, first this, first that, first this. But these are the same players that when I play them in an actual game, they either lose or I outperform them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just what it is. But outside of that, like me as a personality, like I'm professional. You know the amount of content I put up. I carry myself, the connections that I got in the league, administrators that I'm cool with in the league, people that run organizations that's a part of the league and not a part of the league. So it's like Homie said, like it's players in the league right now that got secret agendas. So I know they don't want me to be a part of something that's opposing them. Am I directly opposing them? Nah, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a professional, granted I'm given that position. But they look at that as like, okay, that's a threat because at the end of the day, I'm trying to stay here as long as possible. So then they use that thing to where like, your old head on 2K, like not me present, because a lot of people don't even know how on that head.
Yeah.
But like they use that old head thing. So like, they're 19, 20, 21, 22 years old. So they trying to minimize all threats that's possible. That's where all the antics come from when you get on Twitter and vouching for your friend and saying pay for this promotion or like create this
right.
or create this stigma, because it's like nobody else gonna question it. And I said it, bro, and I don't care. Like you got analysts that don't do their job, you got people that don't do their job, so a lot of things just flow over the top and they don't say anything about it, or they don't know how to address certain things because they're not personable themselves. They don't question nothing. They don't ask no questions to get any clarity about the situation. So, and then to a fault, some players don't say nothing about it either to clear up their situation. But at the same time, it's like as a community, bro, overall, on all levels, from all angles, bro, people just have to do that. That's just what it is.
I agree, man. I agree. Homie, what did you have to say? You said you was gonna ask me something.
Sean, he asked, "Am I gonna try for the league or go into?"
Oh yeah, shout out to Sean with the super chat, man. Appreciate you, bro, with donating to the squad. Sean asks, Homie, you gonna try for next season or you gonna get in the culture?
Oh, the thing with that, bro, I play 2K because I love to play 2K. I always wanted to get in the league because I thought I was one of the best. And woody. So I'm gonna always play 2K. I'm gonna always play competitive. When it comes time to do league tournaments, I'm gonna do them.
in the combine and play the combine. I like playing the combine. Like I said, I like competing. Plus, I don't think I benefit from super around me, so I always want to play in the combine. But as coaching, I don't think, bro, that's not my avenue, bro. And that's like, people use that as a cop-out for like, not, I don't want to use the word blackballing, but they use it as a cop-out like, all right, you ain't making it as a player. We can see you being a coach. I don't want to be, I don't want to be a coach in the league, but that's not what I want to do because, let me see who we're here. Bro, being a coach in that league, because I'm very in tune with the league players, every organization, bro. If it's something that going in the league, I know whether I want to know or not. So I look at it as coaches are more babysitters to grown like them dudes. They get in coaches a lot, bro. Coaches go through a lot in the league. It's not as easy as people think it is. Just show them coach 2K, but you got to deal with so much with them teams, and that ain't what I'm trying to do, bro. I ain't like I got my own kids, but I ain't got the patience to try to raise grown kids. And
right.
I don't mean that in a negative, but you got to go through so much being a coach in the league, and that's not what I want to do. And if I do that, that means I accept like failure in a sense, and like that ain't me, bro. So I'm gonna try, but I ain't gonna try. I don't got too much, like
right.
I don't got too much faith in it. Like I was in the pool this shit. Don't nobody know, bro. Like I was in the pool, then like you know what I'm saying. I just went through the motions. After last year, it was like I'm gonna still play the pack. I think I'm gonna go a little harder this year, post draft.
Okay.
And pre-draft. I'm not. Like I don't surround myself with them type of players. I'm gonna play consistent, bro. Post draft, I think.
Well, Verse, you know, we need to get HOMI a shot, man, or he gonna try to bring Major Bump back, man. You need to go and come to the better plan. He need to come to the better brand. You know what I'm saying?
HOMI is Major Bump to the thing about it.
I was just messing with
him.
it.
And the thing about it is that, like, dude, like, I just stand on 10, bro. I play the different brands if it means like if the brand stand for something, but if we just
right, yeah, no, I'm already knowing.
We filter players in, like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if the brand don't really like when people be like, come play, like bro, every time I've been on this shit, VERSUH, I came in this shit saying, I'm not a team owner, I'm not this. They put a team together, they say, well, we can just play under the Major Bump brand. Yeah, of course, because Major Bump brand bigger, but they don't be wanting to build their own brand.
Right, yeah.
I came in this year, I didn't want to be 10. I want to show up and play like everybody. I want to show up 5 minutes before the game.
Right. You don't want to have to organize.
When can I get on? I tell you a time and just leave. Don't pay attention to the chat, and you tell me when we playing. Because that shit's stressful as fuck. Like, I'm tired.
It's micromanaging, and that's why this fall we just want to announce that I'm retired. I'm retired.
I ain't believe it, man. I ain't listening to y'all. All right.
We were tired out when we die out.
Yeah, man. He gonna still hoop. But look, let's get to this last super chat real quick. Shout out to my boy Primetime Thoughts podcast. Shout out to Scott in the building, man. When is FSG roster gonna be released and get the scoop? Yeah, you can get the scoop first. I got my 3v3 team for Black Frank White. He put me on the spot in the spaces the other day and asked me, was I gonna get my my 3v3 going? I got my assistant GM Verse right there. He putting together my 3v3 team for me right now, so we lit on the 3v3. You know what I'm saying?
I almost said I sound like I'm about 40. That's crazy.
Yeah, they wilding in the chat right now. They wilding in the chat, man. Last question for HOMI. So if Shaggy your nephew, why you don't put him on Major Bump? Is he not? Hey, you know what? Why you make me read that out loud, boy? You wilding, man. Like he wilding. He
ain't serious to that extent, bro. He know he can, and Shaggy can hoop though. Shaggy really can hoop. Is it when people like Shaggy though? That you gotta be careful of. This my man. If you take a person like Shaggy, is you taking Shaggy and who can stay around Shaggy? Because he don't run a lot of people off that stage. People ain't got that type of. You gotta like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Like Shaggy.
What I really wanted to say is we don't support James Harden.
Alright. Well, but look, we got some people in here. Let's dive into the show, man, and get the people what they want. I got Jay Dillon and VERSUH and me and HOMI on orchestration right here, man. So let's dive into these draft. Y'all want to do draft grades first, or we gonna do rookie predictions, man? What y'all want to do?
The draft grades first.
All right, let's do the draft grades, man. So if y'all don't got the
Put it on the screen for me, bro.
yeah, if you watching it, I can put on. Yeah, I'm putting it on the screen for you right now. I bet. Let's get it. So with the let's see. We can go into the East first. Hold on, let me
You
see.
gotta let me go first because they do notes, and I don't want to say it like I'm cheating. I'm off the dome with it.
All right, you out the dome with it. I bet. Let's get. All right, so I got the East up real quick. Hold on one second. Let me get the East
Go on
going.
the screen.
Yeah, I'm finna make it bigger for you and everything. I got you, cuz. I got you, man. Don't worry.
I can't see it. Oh, I gotta be-
It's on the screen. Yeah, you gotta pull up the YouTube.
I'm
real
on
quick.
YouTube. I'm on YouTube though.
Oh, you see it? All right.
Yeah, but it look like the left side.
I'm about to fix all that. I ain't worried about that. Yeah, you good. Hold on one second, dude. Bingo. I bet. So we on the East first. I hope this is right, Frank. If you don't get mad at me, Frank, cause I ain't know if this ain't right. This straight off the website. So you know what I'm saying. I hope this the right conferences and all
I
that.
just say the positions. We don't know what people playing because people act like it's everything a big.
They be doing crazy stuff in screens.
Yeah. We ain't got to really say the position. I mean, I just listed it how it was. You know what I'm saying? But we could definitely you know what I'm saying.
And
Whatever.
is that on Twitter? You got that on your Twitter?
Yeah, that's on Twitter too. It's on
That's it on yours. I'm trying to pull it up because it's
Yeah, I added you in it. early.
a little older. My eyes getting a little.
I'm finna text it to your phone. Hold on. I'm finna just text it to your phone. This boy said he
My grades gonna be a little different. People be a little too nice. They be no time. I'm not doing this. That's why I
Alright.
got hated from all that Ben on Black Frank White show that year.
What?
I be most hated. Like they really like if you say something, they hang on that. Bull.
Yeah, nah, we ain't hanging on that, man. We ain't on none of that, man.
I'm talking about the people.
Got
Come
you.
on, where's that? I'm ready to pull. I'm ready to go. No,
Come on. All right. So what's the team? What we gonna start from the top then? We ain't tripping. We gonna start from the top, bro. We got
That's Texas.
the 76ers, man. How you like they draft? They picked up DT. They had everybody else.
That's it.
Yeah. And then they traded for Yusuf right during the season.
Yeah, that's how they
Hold on, is we grading their draft or what we see, like the team? Because
I think both.
like so, if I'm going Sixers, they up there, bro. Like I don't know what the standard is. This gotta be.
I like Dre. I love the fact that Dre fell to them. So I've always been a bit.
They in the B to A range. Simply, I gotta wait till we do more teams because they already had Dre, Reed, I guess Yusuf and Eli, right? And
Yeah.
DT.
Yeah, they traded. I think Jeff traded for Reed and Yusuf, right? Yeah.
I think on the draft they get an A. Then the team, I think this is a B. This is a B average. B,
Okay.
Yeah, B average.
I agree because but DT is a dog. He was a dog for Orlando. DT a dog. So to act like DT is some type of slouch or I don't know why people was trying to act crazy like DT a dog, bro. Like so for them to get DT. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just gotta see. I know Dre is really good. Reed, I don't know how Reed gonna be off ball because Reed was point guard in Orlando.
Yeah.
I know how he is off ball.
I think it would benefit him.
It benefited him because remember Reed was
It benefit.
at first he was a shark. He only played point.
That's how he came up. Yeah, he came up as a shark. Exactly.
You saying it benefit Reed?
Yeah.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
that's what Dre does too. So Dre doesn't.
So look, going from sharp or point guard to going from off ball to to point guard, you don't think you develop like not an ego, but that like
And
I want the ball in my hand. You don't think he got that now?
I think Reed I think Reed is just more comfortable at that shooting guard position. I think he learned point guard because he had to learn point guard. He thrived at it for a certain amount of time, but I feel like that's his better fit. It's ultimately about how Dre is going to utilize him as shooting guard. I think that's
what I'm saying. Dre very
But Dre likes his Dre likes his shooting guards. If you guys remember Cali-Rack, when he had Cali-Rack, he used Cali-Rack the heck out of Cali-Rack. So I like it. I'm of the belief that Reezy got asked if he wanted to be traded. I mean, it's not always a cutthroat, hey, you're getting traded. It's kind of like, hey, we might trade you here. What do you think? You know, I'm not saying that's how it went down.
I think that was a better fit and a better culture for Reed.
Agreed.
And I don't want, well, people will take it how they want, but I'm not trying to come off as disrespectful. I just feel like that's just a better culture. I feel like Jeff fits his persona best. Reed and DT mesh very well. He's in a situation with a dominant point guard that has scoring ability.
Mm-hmm.
So with a good anchor, and Eli's a low ego dude. He's not really like loud like that. He's gonna play his part. And DT is probably gonna be like the heart of that team, if that makes sense.
The one thing you could count on Jeff to have is a proven team. Like his team is gonna compete every season. He hasn't had a team that like we see teams in the league that might quote unquote somebody might say they fell apart or they overachieve. Like, but his dude's gonna come out every week and compete, and that's something you can kind of count on from Jeff Terrell. Yeah, one bad year, like exactly. That's something to say. Yeah, that's something we could say. So yeah, I definitely like the DT pick. I think that that they got a proven, and he was a dog on defense for them down in Orlando. So like they damn near.
Next to Yusuf. Him and Yusuf, it's gonna be seamless.
So they damn near took the best defensive player from Orlando and put him already with a good defense with Yusuf and Eli. It ain't like Yusuf known for being, you know what I'm saying, anything other than like a defender and a consummate pro. So I think that's good. That's Jeff know what he doing. Like it's, you know what I'm saying. So you expect his teams to look like this. So I'm with Unc. I give him a minus on the draft and like a B plus, A minus overall. They should perform well in this division.
VERSUH the next team.
Go ahead, Verse.
I'll take for this particular team. I think they're gonna be a top 5 defense in the league.
Yeah, I like that. 76ers.
I agree.
No, we on the next team, VERSUH.
Nah, we ain't went to the next team yet.
Start talking about Philly.
All right. So, yeah, go ahead, Verse.
I'm gonna just start off by saying, Spartan, you my mans. I like authentic game. He set the trend at that slasher block last year. BP is a dog. He can score all he wants. I know Jay Money capable of playing multiple positions. But for this draft, I gotta give them a D minus. Team, I'll give them a C plus. Just because of BP, Sporting, and authentic. Now, I know a lot of people gonna be like, a C plus? Like what? C plus is because of the nature of the competitors in the league and the other teams that they gotta play. It's no knock to the 3 talents that they got on that team. The 4 talents that they got on that team. Not saying J-Rod is bad, but I think like his time versus J-Rock is coming into a position that nobody has really seen him play versus the best of the best guards in the league. That is crazy, bro. And I just don't have no faith in that. I don't have no faith in that, bro. You can cut it, slice it however you want. I don't got no faith in that, bro. The team is good, but versus what they have to play, and I understand like they got time to build chemistry and whatnot. But something, he just got to prove it to me, dog. He just got to prove it to me. That's what it is.
Do you think there's a chance, VERSUH, that J-Rod starts at the 4 and authentic moves the lock?
Yeah, and if y'all watching, don't worry about whether these point guard, shooting guards, all of these teams gonna flip flop. So I was just spamming, putting it in, getting the graphic done.
We don't know. This is speculation.
Yeah, this all speculation, y'all. We don't. They honestly, teams might come out as something else we don't even know. So just wanted to put that out there.
To answer your question, Jay, I feel like that's their better option.
Right.
I feel like Authentic should be at lock. J-Rod should possibly be at power forward. You could mold somebody into learning power forward better than playing lock because Authentic already has experience at lock.
Yeah, everybody's saying Authentic a dog at lock. I didn't see it. Like, to me, I see, like, I would think Spartan would translate to the lock better than Authentic, but everybody keep talking about Authentic a dog at lock.
If I'm being honest, I seen Spartan play big. Me personally, I would put Spartan at big, Authentic at lock, and J-Rod at power forward, and leave J Money at shooting guard. And then they just work through that. Just allow themselves to build and work through that. Because essentially, you put Authentic that has understanding about how to play lock. He could then communicate with J-Rod on how to play power forward. You got Spartan that's essentially going to be guarding corner. Granted, if the meta is power forward on the pick and roll. And Spartan, we all know what Spartan capable of. And then they go from there. They'll have scoring with BP. J Money got experience at the shooting guard. We know that he won a championship at shooting guard. Let me go from there. That's just my analysis. I know I'm gonna get hate from it. I hope I don't form any enemies out of folks that I'm cool with.
Nah, man, we got the content going. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta know how the community is. That's just what it is. When you see
I know.
like that, they take it away.
What you think? Hold on, Jay. Let Jay. What you think of the Grizz, Jay?
I mean, I think it's going to be pressing on that lineup. I mean, we just talked about how many different lineups in less than a minute. You know, I think if you could do BP and J Money in the backcourt and they can coexist, they could be one of the glitchiest backcourts. Now, if they're going to get along, that's another thing. You know, I mean, everybody knows that J Money is very high motored, and so is BP. You know, but we also know that they're two of the best scoring, people on the game. So if they can coexist, I think that's the biggest thing. But let's see what lineup they trot out there. That's going to be the biggest question mark heading to scrims and then headed into the regular season as well.
Nice. What you got, Mo?
I think this team is bound to blizz out. I'm talking about blow up. BP. I think BP got to play point guard because he is stressed. He's not playing shooting guard no more. He only wants to play point guard.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
But J Money, what people don't know, he does not like to play shooting guard. He wants to be known as a point guard. He wants.
Wow.
He wants to be known as one of the best, and he feel like I can do what they do at point guard. I can do that. So my thing is, I don't see how that's going to work. I don't see how them two guards going to work, and that's just from we got one who said last year, I'm not doing this no more. I'm playing point guard, and we got one who left a championship team because he wanted to play point guard,
and it didn't work out.
So then, but he still wants to play point guard.
Right.
So I just don't. And J-Rod, I guess I don't know, bro. Like you said, I guess. And I don't remember Authentic African playing lock. That's me, but I know he didn't have success at every position in the league.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily remember when he played lock either, but
I don't think I never saw him play lock. Now that I think about it, but I just know he's really good. Like I know he's really good at whatever he do. So, and
he's a good veteran. He's a good veteran for that squad. So
and them veterans matter.
As a whole, so
that's a good point.
Versa, look, I'm gonna go with him on the grade for sure.
For sure.
I think the team comes down for me. Like that team grade comes down. Like they were a playoff team last year. I don't see them being a playoff team again.
So let me.
Vandy was a big loss.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. That's why I said it's not as much of a knock to the team. It's just for the fact of the competition that they have to play. They barely made playoffs last year. The teams kind of got better this year.
The teams did get better this year. Teams did get better.
They did get better.
No, okay, this is what I'm saying.
They lost a good lot.
No, I'm talking about other teams. Other teams.
Other
teams got better.
So I'm gonna explain it like this. For example, with the Hawks, right? We know what was going on with the Hawks. Now they got witness. He's clearly going to be dedicated to shooting guard. Other teams clearly got those players to play designated positions, so they're gonna improve. Lee is no longer in the league. They got Hot Shot, which is people say is a better center. I agree that he's a better center. They got put back. You know what I'm saying? Like those teams that was in the middle of the pack or had like those consistencies, they've been cool. So now it's like they done moved this team down. So they playing from below, having to figure it out. Not only are they figuring it out, but they done these other teams done put teams together with chemistry and understanding. Like solid, they already know what position they play.
I think that's a great point, bro. Especially when you say teams and putting together teams with understanding, right? And when you say understanding, that means like everybody gets it, the team, the player, the organization. It takes all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes, like when we was talking to Compete the other day, and when you think of the Jazz, everybody would think you might think of Splash, but you do think of Compete because he been there. When you was thinking of the Miami Heat before the trade, you always thought of Shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's that's a great point. I ain't want to cut you off. I was just like, yeah, that's a really great point.
VERSUH, can you see this? I think this team might be built to be good in 3v3 though.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you essentially don't have BP.
Who gonna play lock? That's the issue.
Yeah, that's
You got and
AA Spartan.
AA. Okay, so if AA and then Spartan, yeah, BP, AA and Spartan is glitchy though. That's
a good 3v3 roster now.
that's a really good 3v3 roster. Now
we
look,
gotta figure out the other teams 3v3. Like they're
yeah.
And we don't know if AA like is known
It's a stage
familiar
spot.
with like pop and stage.
Yeah.
That's a whole different game.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true. Now, when you look at what the Celtics,
got one of the better stage point guards though. He got one of the better.
yeah, and Dre is glitchy with the 76ers. BP, you got one of the better stages. Like, so.
Do y'all think that J Money can play lock in the 3v3?
No.
No.
He could. I don't think that
He
would.
could. I don't think so. No, I think AA and Spartan. That's their best three.
Yeah, they had their best defenders. You know what I'm saying? Like, now when you look at the Celtics, right? Like, hold on, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. If you want to stand out, hit the super chat. Don't forget to become a member to the stream as well. If you're on your desktop, you could definitely join up and become a member of Fire Sticks YouTube. Appreciate all of y'all support. Now, when you look at the Celtics, right, it was crazy because when you think about it, Fab started the I'm going to draft my whole team thing, and then when it went left, you got FT is now a standstill with the organization. Bully, they bring Bully back, right? So they grab trade dollars and they grab Bully. Now, Trey, I think that's a good pick for them. I think you could have inserted if Fana didn't go 7, you could have inserted Fana right there. Fana and FT would have been crazy in the backcourt. But I think like with this pick right here with Trey Dollars going 9, right? I think that like lets you know it's no argument who gonna be playing the 3v3. It's not an issue. Is everybody gonna kind of play their role? It's FT, Tazo, and Cold World. You know what I'm saying? Like that's their 3v3 and that's the core.
I think Willie, they might go FT, Tazo, and Willie.
You think so?
I mean, because you need a shooter in this, like people in stage, don't they? VERSUH, ain't the meta is like a more popping center.
I mean, it can be, but it is more pop-up. Yeah, it's gonna be.
And so it might go. We know the guard and the lock. I think it's gonna go Buddy though. He's way more versatile. Like he's very.
How y'all feel about them bringing Bully back though? He was a part of the Fab era and got brought back. Like how y'all feel about that?
Nah, they love Bully, and it's not the Fab.
That shows.
They love, but like everybody love Bully though. Like you gotta think Fab took him because he knew other people wanted him. Remember, we thought Bully got drafted too high. Everybody thought that.
Because Dom's essentially.
Dom's wanted him.
And,
So
and
Fab,
they
you remember they ain't like each other, so
they
Fab
like each
just
other
took him
first.
that early. Like that was what that was. Yeah.
So Flea say he would have took Fakey or JT over Bully. I know how that.
Who said that?
But Flea. But Flea, you gotta understand that Bully been with the organization for the last couple years. They know exactly what they getting from Bully.
I don't like that answer though.
He-
I don't like that.
That's what I'm thinking. Like
Because if
that's a
person
feelings.
better and can help your team be better, I don't like that we know what we getting. Because like, well, then you know where you gonna finish at in a sense.
I mean, but he a part of the organization. That's a relationship that he built with the org. It's not like his he might have came in through the buddy, but through his buddy, it turned into he got built a relationship with the org. So I think that's a credit to him.
The Benzo question the other day: are we drafting to win, or are we drafting to satisfy like?
I feel that.
Because
I feel
if
that.
if we didn't win with, I'm not even using bully. I'm not talking about bully per se.
Correct.
If you say I'm bringing this person back, because that's why they say they brought J-Rod back. But if they didn't have a winning culture over there, so are we drafting to win, or what are we drafting for?
I think
Because if you say we know Fakey is one of the best. If you say we didn't take Fakey, we took Bully because he's been here, we know we getting. And then Fakey might turn around and say, well, yeah, you don't get a losing, team again.
how you feel about it, Jay Dillon?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing though. You know, there's power forwards like Merck and stuff like that. Are those where the power forwards were like, man, they kind of chose their buddy. You know what I'm saying? That's where the whole dilemma comes up, right? Oh, is it buddy because he's been with the Celtics, or is it time for the shiny new car, like someone like either bring JT back or someone like Merck that really stood out? That was obviously a big snub. You know, that's where the dilemma comes in. You know, is it, oh gosh, we brought him back because he's one of our boys, or is it time to let's bring in a rookie and hope that the narrative changes with a new lineup?
See, but then let's pay attention to where Bully went though. Let me look at that pick because what I think it came down to a value pick. They really couldn't go so high with a rookie right there. Like
he just didn't get drafted. Let's not forget.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Not even Merck. It could have been Merck.
Yeah.
A veteran like AT.
I think
he's a rookie.
I think something that we also overlook in though is that they played together last season. Bully is not just like a regular average power forward, and he already has chemistry with the ten coach. They probably just believe in their process and understand that they was like one turmoil away because FT and Walker Bucket didn't work out because they understood that they both wanted the ball in the hands. Now they got Trey Dollars that can play sharp and put the ball on the floor when needed to, and they feel like essentially their front court was good. So they already retained Tazo with the court. Bully's the last piece. Bully got experience. He got longevity within the league. He been around the community. Now these other players play. He's a smart player. Not only is he a smart player, but he's a part of the culture, and he already got chemistry. So I feel like it's as simple as that. I don't really feel like it's a matter of better options out there. We know how Rico coaches. We know how he runs his system. I just feel like Bully was the best fit for the team, personality-wise, and understanding that they already have chemistry.
So they feel comfortable, which is good. It's good to feel comfortable, but not a safe pick. I think there's a difference between a safe pick and a comfortable pick, but that's just my opinion.
And it was a comfortable pick. It's just for the fact that Bully is a skilled, powerful, like he's an overall skilled player. So, like in hindsight, we may look at it like, or prospects may look at it like, oh, I'm better than him. But are you like enough better than him that it offsets the chemistry that they have and the level of comfort that he brings to that team? Because that could be like a deciding factor of whether they win or lose. You know what I'm saying?
That's a really good point.
You can't really duplicate league experience either. You know what I'm saying? That rookie saying I'm better than him. Once you see you have that league experience, what did you do with the bright lights? You know what I'm saying? You can say a WR championship versus a season in the league. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? That's where coaches.
He's been there already. He's lived with these players already. He's
exactly
open to these players already. He's been with the org already. So like when they walk into the facilities, it's not a different industry. It's not. They don't have to go figure out the next player. And I'm not knocking it because I know like certain players are skill-wise are potentially better than Bully, but
right.
The skill gap doesn't suffice for the level of comfort and the communication and the understanding that he already has with four of those players to incorporate Trey Dollars, which is another low-level player. Not a loud player, not an obnoxious player, not a crazy player. It gels because Tazo's just like that, Bully's like that, Trey Dollars is like that. Where the Colt is more of the stronger personality. FT is the floor general / leader on the offensive end that's not afraid to communicate. So I see what they're doing with their culture already, and it fits. When you look at Fakey, and Fakey's my man, so I feel like Fakey's in a great spot. When you look at Fakey and the stuff that he went through last year, like he got a bad on a lot of things. So I can understand where like people probably didn't really invest time into understanding.
Right, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Not only that, but we know definitively Fakey wants to play center. So I could see Oreo moving to his preferred position at power forward possibly.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be lit. Yeah.
I think Fakey's a steal. Fakey's probably one of the biggest steals. Fakey, and I'd say Putty. Putty put back too is one of the biggest. I mean, there's
Well,
actually a couple
we almost there.
so.
Let's get to the so you kick it off, Dylan, Jake. What about how you like the Gen number 1 pick overall, Gallo? How you feeling about that?
I like Gallo. I mean, Gallo really produced himself. You know, I mean, for all those prospects that are like, oh, buddy, this, that. You know, I've been trying for 3 or 4 years. I mean, Gallo really blocked out the noise and did his thing. You know, I mean, imagine blocking out the noise and just going first overall. You know, this is the first year that's really happened. You know, Dimes had been doing his thing, Crazy had been doing his thing, Rio was already doing his thing, but this first overall pick just he kind of settled with it. You know, he kind of worked hard for it. So yeah, I like the pick a lot. And then they went with DJ as well. So I mean, that's a good pick. And you know, you already got Feast. I mean, Feast is arguably one of the most professionals in the league. You know, I mean,
for years.
That way, he just holds himself to a high standard. You know, every team that he's on, you know, he commands, you know, big things out of his team. You know, Len's been in the league now for a couple years. Len doesn't really put up with crap, so you know, people kind of always dog Len for what he does, but I think he had a great draft. I'd say probably B+. You know, B+, maybe A- even. So
nice.
You know, they trade Smooth to the Heat and stuff like that, so they have some big shoes to fill. It might be tough on a rookie backcourt, in my honest opinion, but if they get that chemistry down, then you know, watch out.
How you like DJ? Like, I learned a lot about DJ because he went on that late run. I think that's one of the things that helped him get drafted. He was a part of that Fana Wager crew that was running through everybody and destroying people like right before the draft. And I think that's what ultimately helped Fana go up into his, like, you know, last year it was the situation where people felt like he took some time off and, you know, different things led up to the draft on why he took off. And then now this leading up to this draft, the last month where seasons are dying down, he went on a wager tear and he had DJ with him. You know what I'm saying? I remember being in Fan Stream when he realized that DJ was in the pool. He was like, oh my God, you in the pool? DJ was like, yes. He was like, okay, bro, we finna lock in and hoop right now. It was like, I watched them two go crazy together. So I think he's going to compliment Gallo well. If you know anything about about Fana, he's a ball-dominant guard. You know, so DJ did a lot of spot-up shooting, a lot of working with 4 to 5 seconds on the shot clock. You know what I'm saying? And making a bucket, getting things done, making the right read. I think that's a good look for him as well. Verse, how you feel about their lockdown that they picked up with Cap?
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I watch pro-am and stuff like that, like, but I didn't know much about him. But then, like, after the draft, I took the liberty last night to, like, really, like, go back.
Okay.
That is, from what I see, that has a cap dude. He like that, bro. I really like the way that they drafted. Last night, when I was looking at it, before I really got into it, I looked at it, I said, B+. After reviewing film, knowing how Bumpy Don played defense, knowing how Isaac Cat played defense, we already know Feast is potentially one of the best talents in the 2K League at the 4 and 5 flat out. And people tend to forget because he's a little bit more quiet. He don't do all the extra stuff on Twitter. I give the way that this team drafted an A+. I say an A-.
Nice.
Because it's yet to be determined what they do. But I will say that's what my draft. As far as this team, I think I'll give him a B+, bro. DJ and Gallo got chemistry. DJ plays defense. Gallo plays defense. As he got, I could see this being a great team. Gallo facilitates. He's not just a scoring guard. If he's not given the opportunity to score, he's going to make the right reads. He understands rotations. And he's one of the better and more skilled scorers that we've seen this year. And I'm talking about including, like, league players. I'm talking about his scoring across the board, bro. Ridiculous, bro. And I don't think you realize how crazy the scoring is. And that will only translate to put more pressure on the opposing teams when it comes to them having to answer back, because their defense is going to speak for itself. If it comes down to it, and Hezzy-Cap and Don is on the pick and roll, and you got Feast baiting out the corner.
Yeah, bro. And you know, Bumpy don't do nothing but stick defense, so that's dope, man. So
good luck with that, though, because that Hezzy-Cap dude is real. I think that he's one of the lots that's now in this league that knows how to anticipate and read the way that the point guard is utilizing the screen. A lot of lockdowns, guard and defense, and they reacted to what they see. He really read the point guard and react to how they moving and how the screen is being set, and that's a skill set within itself, bro. Like I had to do my research. I do like that. I'm really excited to see how this team turns out because I got really high expectations for the team. I ain't talking about Gallo. I'm talking about for the team. Like that team is well constructed. I hope Len do his due diligence and do them.
Homie, how you feel about number one pick in them, Gallo and them?
Talking to me.
Yeah.
I really like Gallo. Definitely after talking to him and hearing him talk, like I really like his maturity. So like I see a lot of, I want to say JBM in bed. Like he struck me as he should have went number one for other aspects other than just gameplay. And the Hezzy Cap dude, I haven't, like Russ said, he went and looked. I don't know him. I heard he's like that. I've seen that he has won every 3v3. Like, he just won the other 3v3 thing they just had.
Yeah, with Keely.
So, I think this team definitely, like, we got to realize there's two aspects to the league this year, 5v5 and 3v3.
Mm-hmm.
Gallo can move. He come from 5v5. Then he got a stage lock. Stage locks tend to transition well to pro-am. Feast has always been one of them. Man, I don't know too much about him per se. I know he's good. I know he's in the league. He's more.
Yeah, you just started playing PlayStation. Bumby Don was he was good on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's essentially two communities. It's a lot of communities, but every community breaks down into two. We got Xbox and we got PlayStation. So I don't really know too much. I think hold on. They're in the East, right?
We in the East. No, they in the East. They on the East. They in the East. Yeah, we in the East.
I think this is a playoff team on both on 3v3 and 5v5.
I agree.
And if you want to grade their draft, they took the best available guard. So they're already there. I'm hearing this is, I wouldn't say the best lock, because you know we had Saint and we had, but as far as like
I ain't gonna lie to you, Robbie. I ain't trying to interrupt you. After looking, bro.
Don't say that word.
Bro, top five. No, I'm not saying better than Saint. Not at all. I was about to say top five. Top five in that pool. You top five.
Definitely, because the lock. I think the lock. They consider the lock was the weakest
category.
The weakest category in the pool. So if you take away Saint, you got off top of my head. You got Saint, Stick, Icy.
He right there.
And
Six definitely tough.
Saint, Stick, Icy. Zay went first. Zay was the first lock off. Yeah.
I'm tripping. So Zay, Saint, Stick, Icy, him, and Dawsix. He might be top.
Let me give you the order they went. Let me see.
I'll give him top 7.
That's tough. He might be top. He might be number 6.
Yeah.
And I'm only saying 6 because we got Zay as the best.
Yeah, Zay.
Saint, Stick.
It went Saint Dawsik. It went Zay Dawsik. That's crazy to me. Dawsik was the second lock off the board. Then Stick.
I don't know who's better or who got the most potential.
It's just who did who.
That's a 10.
Yeah.
Because that's like put back went. What's the name? But
40th. Yeah.
we know he could have won in front of some of them power forwards. So
Well, let's look at them. How many? Since you said Putty, let's look at it. Let's look at him. So it's C's, Witness, Swan, Putback, and Hot Shot. Now, I could already see that the C's, Swan, and Hot Shot gonna be good in 3v3.
I'm going off top. I'm going away from. I don't think that team is gonna be that good.
Everybody think it's gonna be good. I mean, I know they was high on Witness. They was high on Witness. You know, they saying his upside is, you know what I'm saying, the way he got like, he the one of the advanced Matrix guys. Like, all of his numbers is good.
The ball, bro. I feel like Witness always played with. He never played with really, really good guards to me. Like, he always played with good guards, but not great guards.
I could see that because I played it.
Cease
Yeah.
is a great score. And I told Cease this last night because when I said it on BFW, he came in my DMs and he was like, bro, like I ain't no ball hole. And that's 20. And I said, no, you reading it wrong. Caesar can score. He's a good guard.
He can pass.
people
Yeah,
don't use
Cease.
that shooting guard into their ass and can't score. I don't see that being Cease. And I feel like Witness needs the ball to thrive to me. That's just how I feel. Like he's a scoring shooting guard. Like he has.
So he not like the catch and shoot guy that you know what I'm
He
saying?
can do that because he's like he's one of the better
He
shooting
can,
guards.
he can score under limited time.
Yeah,
But
he's a
not
high volume guy. Like he loves fading. He loves getting that ball, creating the fade. He loves that, bro. And I feel like C's creates enough to where you only got a certain amount of time to get your own shot off.
So,
You know?
so that's why they went with that big. He fit within their system. But I don't think he's the best catch and shoot guard in this pool. I feel like this team's particular problem is just going to be inconsistency. Will they be a good team? Yeah, I don't think they're going to be as good as people making them out to be. Because they will be inconsistent.
Number one.
They're not going to be. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people I bet they hound the Hawks verse.
They got them like number one in the East. People really think they like number one in the East. They
I
think
mean,
they
that 4-5 can be tough though. The 4-5 could be tough though with hot
Yeah,
shot.
with hot shot and putback, they
They're gonna
could
win,
be
you know,
super
they're gonna
tough.
win, that's gonna,
That's a lot of good defense. That's a lot.
We could be wrong.
Can we figure out the offense?
We could be wrong. I think they just have to figure out the offense, and I feel like they're just going to have inconsistencies. Because I know putback is used to. This is no knock to putback. Putback is one of, if not the best power forward prospect outside of the retained players in this pool. But I feel like it's just going to be inconsistencies on the offensive end and defensive end, which you can say that with any team, but it'll be more prevalent with this team. Just knowing that certain players on this roster are just used to playing a certain way, even though they have time to figure it out. Like it's just, I don't know, it's too up in the air for me, especially like with the level of competition around them. I don't think they'll be winning the East. I feel like that's a reach. Could they work towards like being a top team in the East? Yeah, but number one in the East, I don't think so. Not right now, at least. So.
What? Okay, so how you feel about what Famous did? You got Sav, B Smooth, Future Clutch, Dietrich, and Saucy. Dietrich was the first big man off the board, power forward, of course. I like it. I like Dietrich because I know that was his man's. He was hounding him, coming from he did a lot of winning in retail. You know what I'm saying? It's you got Sav, you got one of the best shooting guards in the 2K league. Future Clutch. I seen some advanced analytics on him. His isolation defense against league players is his defense against like one-on-one isolation situations. He like 60% is gonna be a turnover or a missed shot. You know what I'm saying? If not higher. It's like I think teams shooting like 24% against him and like late in the shot clock with like less than 8 seconds left in the shot clock. Like the boy can lock some. You know what I'm saying? When he get locked in. You know what I'm saying? But how you feel, Jay? How you feel about the Heat, man?
I mean, I like that. This is probably arguably one of Famous's best drafts. Obviously, people in the past have knocked Famous for the way he drafts. Sometimes it's been unique players and stuff like that, but I think this draft he just went straight up and went with his guys. I mean, it's good to see Saucy, my boy Saucy, back in the league. Obviously, you saw how excited his family was to get him back in the league. I mean, he's just one of the overall good guys. I mean, everybody. I never heard one bad thing about Saucy. You know, I was talking to him in the DM the other night, so. It's just good to have guys like that in the league. And
he a pro. Saucy is a pro, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like nothing, always got good things to say about him, good energy. I known him from just being a good dude on Twitter. Like me and him DM several times, just, you know what I'm saying? Just in good conversation and just, you know what I'm saying, being a part of the community. So I think that's a great pickup. I know a lot of people feel like, man, like, well, how did Saucy go so high off the board? But when you look at it, Famous only had like a few picks to get his guys, and they were all early. So like another part of the draft that I think people mess up on is they don't realize that some of these teams pick is so early that it's hard to get value in taking a risk on somebody that high in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you 100% on that.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Good,
Go ahead, homie.
I want to go before VERSUH.
Well, go ahead.
No, hate it no more. I don't like it, bro. I don't like it, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't.
What?
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I feel like he could have did so much better. Like with every pick he had, he could have went better. And even if you don't take Dietrich right there, I don't see how you don't take Fakey. Dietrich, Fakey, they played together all pre-draft. Then, like, what pick did Future Clutch go?
He went late. They only had.
The last pick.
Yeah, he was their last pick. He didn't have
I
a.
don't know. But I still, is he better than like Logic Start and like I don't know, because I don't know Future Clutch.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah, like he went right after Saint them in the second round. He went right after Saint Icy, like so he kind of fell in because his analytics is against actual league players, homie. So he was clamping stuff in Orlando.
I just think like Famous could have did better. Like I just don't like that whole you already had your 1 and 2, right?
But with it being 3v3, you want to have a PG, I mean a lockdown that's good in the isolation situation because he gonna probably be on an island in that 3v3. A lot of players is gonna be clearing out. It's gonna be a light pick and roll, maybe like a bump and go, but it's gonna be a lot of ISO situations on that 3v3. Like you're gonna have to guard Fanta by yourself. You're gonna have to guard BP by yourself.
Listen, you don't think he could have went, bro, literally, bro, the way after watching the draft, and it's all hypotheticals, he could have grabbed Saint with the pick he got Dietrich, right? And then he got Saucy again in the first round. He would have still got like Dietrich or something. Like I just feel
Nah,
like
everybody was hound Dietrich. You know how much he been winning. He won they been. I don't know, bro. What you think, Verse?
Nah, he would have got Dietrich back there.
What you think? Because Famous had number 11, and he had number 11 and number 16. Go ahead, Verse.
He could have gotten Dietrich at 16.
Yeah, like clearly, bro.
But the thing about this is that I feel like this is how I feel about this. Future Clutch is underrated. He's not bad at the game. He's actually like really, really good. I think the focal point is not I get the angle that you're using that with the 3v3 thing, but the focal point for these players just have to be 5v5. 3v3 is action. You get what I'm saying? That's the sprinkle.
But not necessarily when the season starts in the 3v3 mode.
Okay, so let me explain something to you. I get that. That's I'm gonna be 100%. 3v3 is cool. It's good to incorporate audiences. It's good to incorporate the community. It's good that they're starting out with that to introduce into the season. But flat out, this is pro-am.
Of course. I agree.
So the most money is going to be pro-am. The highest success is pro-am. The rings go on your finger is 5v5. So essentially, you still have to prioritize that over part. But I get it. Cool. But overall, the X factor for this team, the two X factors for this team, is Future and Sav. What is Sav going to do this year? What is Future going to do this year on this pick and roll? Because I know Saucy is a great player. I know B Smooth is a great player. I know Dietrich is a great player. They have great players on this roster. How are they going to construct it and how are they going to game plan to go against these other teams and how are they going to execute? Future Clutch is an all-around lot. Flat out. Dietrich is an all-around great prospect. Saucy is an all-around great prospect. We know what B Smooth is ridiculous, bro. Like, that's where the
exactly. Yeah.
But we still have to make it. We still have to see it come to life with gelling together. And predominantly, it's the front court. I feel like the back court will figure it out faster. But how fast will the front court figure it out? You know what I'm saying?
I think Dietrich and Saucy being interchangeable at the 4 and the 5, they can easily figure it out who's gonna be in the pick and roll more with Future Clutch. I think that's like having that interchangeable 4 and 5, and both of them having experience playing both is gonna benefit the Heat in the long run.
Versus Jay Dillon. When you look at this tape, versus you can touch on it. It's just like none of these dudes have a connection to each other or play with each other. So for you to say that none of them Like, I don't think none of them ever played.
No, I'm saying to be able to have it, they can play the 4 or the 5.
So
Like,
But I'm saying they come with knowing how to talk. It's a
You
lot
see the
more than
chemistry.
that.
yeah.
It's a lot more than that, bro. Like, but it's like how you say something to somebody and how you know to talk to them. And I don't need no saucy personally. I don't.
He
I
a
know
good
he's-
energy dude. He good. He got a good personality. He gonna be.
But
We saw this league, bro. You gotta be receptive to a person.
I'm with it.
Regardless of them being interchangeable, that can also be a con because how many times are you gonna interchange? Because if you're interchanging, that's a lack of consistency.
No, yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying that having that option is good. We learning that, you know. We saw what Bear did last year and playing other positions in the Timberwolves, so it happens
Shit, with who?
with Bear and them.
Yeah, but them real live like friends off the court can talk to you.
Okay.
I done been around these teams, doc. Dudes would lead practice, lead the game, and go in their room, won't talk to the other man.
Right.
So like you gotta factor that in. That's why I say I think if anything, if you take Dietrich, I think it's a no-brainer. Just take Fakey because they got such a connection even before they play with each other.
But I think I agree with Dillon on this. I think that Famous went through a lot last year, so for him to kind of make the same mistake and not kind of make sure he got guys in there that's gonna gel together and he gonna have a good locker room. I mean, coming off having a bad year with Juan, I think that, you know, and Keeley coming in saving the season, like I think he paid attention to attitudes and whatnot.
I'll say this. I feel like this particular roster is more even keeled, but I don't think that is anywhere near as perfect as it would seem to be.
Do you think that they a playoff team? Period.
No.
We don't
How
know.
many teams make playoff?
It's usually like
right?
4 from each conference, or what is it? 6? Or
I don't
it's
know.
I
8.
think it's 8.
It's 8, right? Yeah. All right. If Frank, if you in here, let me know how many teams make the playoffs. Shout out to Tiff, man. Hey, shout out to the rookie Cleveland, FSG in the building. Shout out to my boy Jaden in the building, man. Tiff, what's good, man? Appreciate y'all. Jaden with the big membership. Thanks for signing up for Fire Sticks. YouTube, you already know, man. 6 on each side. Okay, so Jay was right. It's 6 on each side. So 12 teams total. I thought it was 4 on each side. So it's 6 on each side make the playoffs. So you saying that the Heat are going to struggle to make the playoffs first?
Right, I'm not going to say that they're going to struggle, but I don't see them being right now. I don't view them as a top 16.
Okay. Okay.
It's
All
gonna
right.
come down to East move. It's gonna come down.
I
to
see
East.
two.
East
Off
looking at
just eyeballing East, I see Wizards and Sixers, I think, making it off eyeballing.
Well, hold on. Before we make our predictions, let's make it through the team. So hold on. We on the Hornets now. Let's hit the Hornets. So Verse, you take first on the Hornets, then Jay. We got King Hyde, Rigby, Icy the GOAT, Big Crown, and DJ Trust Money, man. So Trust DJ Money, or we know what it is. So I like this team personally. I like it. No. I'm just saying I like it personally. Like I know Crown. I know he got relationships with King Hyde. I know he got relationships with DJ, and he just won with Icy. With him and Fan and them just won Militia together. So he got experience in the pick and roll with Icy. I mean, I like what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead. You first, Verse, then Jay.
Okay, so for one, King Hyde is underrated, flat out.
I agree.
I see he gonna do well within the system of Crown and DJ Money, but a lot of people not gonna agree. But I'm just saying, bro. And I fuck with everybody on this team, from Hyde to Rigby to Icy to Crown to DJ. Composure. I personally feel like composure is gonna be an issue on this team.
Okay.
Call it what you want, because I know Crown is a perfectionist. I don't see him being a hothead, but I know that he's passionate about the game. DJ is the same way. He wants to win, and that's just what it is. I want to win too, but sometimes there can be some inconsistencies there with his personality. I don't want nothing against Ice. You know that. So
Yeah.
Rigby is Rigby. Rigby is just like
Yeah.
he could be the police of that team, and he coming in there in a fresh situation, learning the league,
And having somebody like Rigby is a benefit to Hyde. It makes it that much better for him. Yeah, I agree.
But I will say again, this fresh to King High. This is fresh to DJ. Are they familiar with players? Yeah, but I just see composure.
The league build, lab in the game, all of this is new. All of this is yeah.
New experience, like.
And Crown is, I agree with you. Crown is, I won't cut you out. I agree. I'm just adding to your point. He's a high energy guy. He wants you to go like him. If you don't, you know what I'm saying? He wants you moving 1,000 miles a minute like him. That's a great point.
Right. So like, I just feel like if anything, that would go wrong. It's composure on this team, and I feel like I just won't go have to hit the waters and just be ready to take whatever come at him. Because it's like he's a fresh point guard. That's just what it is. I know that he's capable of adapting and growing within the league, but he just got a lot to prove. Because I know how. A couple other people may know how, but other people will see how and be like, "That was that." You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, composure. If I had to pick out one thing that stand out to me, that would be like the focal point that they would have to like get control of on this team is composure. Because I know how Icy is when he get mad. I know how Brown is when he get frustrated. I know how DJ is when he get frustrated. Composure is the biggest thing in this thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what you think, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, I want to echo that. I think composure is huge. My big point for this team is going to be, I think they're going to miss Nacho. I truly think they're going to miss Nacho. Nacho was in the league before. A lot of these teams, they actually need a head coach. I mean, shout out to Famous. He's been head coach and GM of the Heat for all these years. But I think, this isn't really disrespect to West. I think West is a great players GM. I don't know if he's a good players coach. Some of these teams will say that they run plays, but sometimes it comes down to sets, plays, and stuff like that. I think West and Nacho was a really good pairing, and I'm of the belief I think West is really going to miss Nacho this year, just from a team aspect with not only handling the team, but handling, interchangeable and stuff like that, whether it's having to I don't know if West will be really ready to push all those buttons, if you know what I mean. So that's not a shot at West. I think it's a big responsibility to not be only the GM, but then the game-to-game manager as well.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great insight. Unc, what you think about the Hornets? Crown and them.
They did one thing about that you wrong on West probably like for what he overcome in the past, he probably one of the better coaches in the league per se. Like with coaching players up and get like a lot that people don't know, their locker room is always a shit show every year. And he always like I'm talking about an extreme shit show. But it don't he worked through it, he get his team to play every year. He always got to rebuild whole rosters.
That's true.
And that's just like this year, like he was faced with them late picks. He got his first round.
Yeah, man, he had to fight.
And something else you don't have to deal with that a lot. Like this roster's about to change. People know. I don't know. Like it's a lot. Like he always, but I see him always making it work though. So I think. Let me see, who did they draft? Icy.
Yep, they drafted Icy,
DJ
and Hyde was their last pick. So it was Icy, DJ, and then Hyde.
I think DJ and Crown would work good just off like knowing each other and being like talk to each other. Like Crown is an extreme alpha.
Yes.
He is extreme alpha. And him and DJ got a good relationship. So I feel like it's like when me and Saint was together, we can say whatever to each other. I'm talking about we'll go crazy. We know we'll still load up the next day and we don't even care about what happened the day before. We might get into it that day. We still don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I think DJ and Crown would have had that type of relationship. Icy is a good lock. He's really good. I think he should have been that shit. And I'm just not sure about Hard and what Hard brings to the table. I don't think they have him, to be honest. I just don't. I don't. But what could you do when you drafted your point guard that late? So, I still think they make playoffs. And again, I don't know.
Okay, so you giving them a playoff nod. Okay.
No, I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, you 50-50 on if they make the playoffs. 70-30? 70-30? 60-40? 60-40? Okay.
Bro, 6.
It's the unthinkable though. Like
6 is slim, bro. Y'all don't realize how slim.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, 6 each side is slim. You right.
All right, so let me say this. Hypothetically, if the best player is coming off the roster, what do you think is gonna happen? You think they're gonna go to the playoffs? They gotta replace their best player got them going to playoff versus?
Nah.
All right, well, there you have it.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Losing Sherm, dude. Sherm was great. Sherm
Yeah.
was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Gio was no slouch to lock either.
I'll throw this out there to like make it interesting.
HOMI,
Like
wow.
if I had to choose between this team and the Hawks team, it would be a toss up. But I would edge for the Hawks because of C's and you know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Okay.
know what Hawks will bring. You know
Right. C's high. Yeah, okay.
And I'm gonna be honest, the offset, and I'm not comparing them. I'm cool with both of these groups. The offset is the fact that it's C's versus King High, and then it's Mike Swan versus Rick.
Yeah.
That's the offset. That's the matchup in that team. Because you got Cutback and Crown, they gonna go head to head. You got DJ and Hotshot, they kind of go head to head. Where do everything else fall after that?
I got you. All right, what verse? No, Jay, kick off the Knicks. They didn't really they didn't do a lot this draft. They only had 2 picks. They had Duck, Malik, and Glow the Real already. They picked up What Is Stick at like 17, and then picked up Carey late in the second, or did he go in the third? Let me look. I think he went late in the second. So, what do you how you feel about the Knicks?
I think a lot of people slept on the Knicks picks, but I think it was a good draft. I mean, I've been watching Stick for years now. Stick is going to come in and be one of those, he's played a lot of the stage before, stuff like that. He obviously transferred to Pro-Am. I like Stick. He's really good at communication. And Carey, I mean, I've been playing, watching Carey, playing against Carey for, 5 or 6 years now. Unfortunately, he really didn't get his chance last year with the Kings, just kind of how it shaked out. That's kind of how it was with Six Man. But Carey's he's a lane demon. Whether he's going to guard the pick and roll or whether he's going to be on the corner. I mean, I think him and Glow, if they get that chemistry down, I like their chemistry chances better than I like Duck and Malik. I mean, we were in the spaces the other day, and Malik was still kind of iffy on the chemistry between him and Duck. I guess I haven't really seen Duck.
Yeah, he did mention that he wanted to. Excuse me, I want to cut you out, but he did mention that he wanted to get there and lab the game. That was a great question. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what this pre-draft is for. So I mean, it's kind of like you kind of got to learn on the fly real quick with these scrimmages. So chemistry in the backcourt to me is almost more important than the chemistry in the front court. So I think the Knicks. I like the draft. I think that's like a B plus, maybe a B plus range. Like I said, I don't think people liked a lot the Stick and Carey pick, but I think it's kind of under the radar picks. But it's solid. And Kyle's been leading that team for this is his 5th season. So I think there's a big testament to having a head coach for 5 straight seasons.
That's true.
They won their championship season 1. You gotta. If you're still a coach in the league and you're good at it, I think that's huge throwdown, guys. So I think it was a good draft. I don't know what Versa thinks. So
What'd you think, Verse?
The Knicks, I like the Knicks draft. It's just a glare to me, and I don't got nothing against him. I don't know him as much. I don't know him like that. I'll say that. I know how he plays the game, but I just got to see what Carey does. He didn't play at all for Kings. I know what he does on resale, so I just got to see what he does on the league bill. They're kind of crazy run last year. He didn't have to well. Malik gonna do what Malik do. I know Stick is one of the best on-ball locks in the pool. Lowe's an underrated center. They was one series away, and they just lost to a team that was just
Yeah.
they had it. Like the Wizards had it. Like they was just one series away. But I like this a lot. I'll give this team like B plus on paper. But as far as their draft, is a question mark for me because I don't know what Carey's gonna do.
I agree.
Like it's just a weird question mark.
I like him. I like what he did in the Texas ticket when he went down there. I love his state. I think that's probably why they got him for the stage play, but like not having a lot of playing time, it's like the Dawson's pick for me. Like, just not having, like, we understand you a dog. Everybody at this level is good. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we can point out somebody and say, oh, he's not good. You know what I'm saying?
The thing that kind of throws me off about this situation is, and I don't know anything, like any type of background information, that they had the opportunity to pick up someone that helped them exponentially in their playoff run.
Oh my
And
God.
that was him on Rob.
Right.
Rob was a big part of their playoff run, so like they had the opportunity to give him. So it was just like it was good to me. Like at that point, he was one of the better available talents on the board. But I get it to where like they wanted to start something doing something fresh. And again, I don't know the ties that he has to that team. That's why I just got a question mark. I'm not gonna say disrespect that team at all because they're very capable, and I know them.
They look good on paper too. They look good on paper.
But here's the question about that. I'll pose to you, VERSUH. So obviously Rob part of that run. Now during exit interviews or whatever kind of interviews, does Rob say, "Hey, I don't want to go back. I kind of want to play center"? I mean, because he can play obviously the 4 or the 5. I know Rob. I'm not saying he's doing it out to be cocky, but sometimes players want to take their game to another level. Hey, I'm ready to play center. If a team wants me to go that route. So but then you can't really but then we've learned before too, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Like I said, that's not a shot at Rob. That's just all these league players are learning to grow each season.
Yeah, and I'm not knocking it. I'm not implying this because I haven't had no conversation with Rob, but as bad as this gonna sound, like I can't blame a player if he wanted to move to center. I can't blame him for making that move because overall, people want to win, and people gotta understand like the league is about longevity. So, like, we understand, like, shooting guard and power forward isn't one of the most safest positions with the retainment rules. So, if he saw that it was best for him to move into a slot to where he knows that he's capable of excelling and playing at center, then that's just where it is. But the conflict with that, even right now, is, well, he'll probably play center. He would play center for B5. So, I guess it did work out. I would think that he's going to play center for B5. So, I guess it did work out, and we'll just see how it goes from there.
Nice. Now, Orlando, man, they had a big, I think it was a lot of people were high on No Cap going in there. It was almost like insider information. Everybody was saying he either sneaks into the top 10 or he goes undrafted. And guess what? He sneaks into the top 10 to No Cap. So, I mean, obviously the streets was talking and the streets was watching, Jay-Z style. And he went top 10 with to Orlando, man. So they got No Cap, Snubby, Malty, May, and Big Rain. I love the Rain pick. I'm a big Rain fan myself. I think that's, Snubby is a scorer. We seen what he could do over in the Hornets. So I think my biggest question mark on this team is I don't have a lot of tape or I'm not so as strong on No Cap as everyone else. So I've heard of his name, I've seen him around, but I haven't, if that makes sense. So it's a little question mark for me. Jay, what you think?
Yeah, I like the No Cap is definitely my question mark for sure. I think the Big Rain pick is going to be a steal.
Yes.
That was what Big Rain is. Me and Rain are pretty close. We actually played in the WR Finals season 4, so we go way back.
Okay.
Not even eligible for the league, so we go way back. So it's kind of hard for me not to root for them. I think the Matty pick is super underrated. He was obviously a big part of the Warriors. He was a huge 6-man. So for Jonah to get him to be a player, but to help coach on the court as well, I think it's gonna be a really good mix.
Oh, that's a typo. That is Matty. Yeah, and Matty, like he was so intricate to the Warriors, and the Warriors is a winning team. So to pick up Matty and coming from a winning organization, he knows what it takes to get done. And then you got to think the Warriors is like battle tested. They've been in a lot of wars. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a really good pick as well. He was able to come in for them and show them exactly how good he was. So him coming back, I think this is going to be real big to see how good he does. That's a great point.
No, I think the biggest question is definitely going to be No Cap, but I think that's kind of Jonah's MO. I mean, if you remember a couple years back when he picked Reezy. Like that,
yep.
Like, is Reezy really a point guard, shooting guard? What is he? Stuff like that. But I think that my last point I want to bring up is how good is Big Rain? I mean, he's obviously phenomenal. If a veteran is willing to go over to the 4 for Rain, I mean, that just speaks volumes. And I think their chemistry at that 4-5 is going to win them so many games. And the thing is Rain really won't survive. I mean, it's kind of funny. I mean, he's pretty glitchy dribbling and stuff like that. Not that he'll play in the league like that, but so if he had to go to the 4, had to go to the 5, that interchangeableness, and I think that's Yeah, that's what they always talk about the prospects. That like, can they play the 4? Can they play the 5? Can they only play the 4? Only play the 5? But him and May at the 4 or 5 is gonna be, it's gonna be heck on earth for some of those bigs down low. I'm excited to watch them play together.
I couldn't agree more. Verse, how you feel about him? How you feel about the Magic?
I don't like this team at all. I don't like this team at all. The only 2 players that I like, the only 3 players that I like on this team is no disrespect. It's Snubby, but I don't know what Snubby's gonna do. I haven't seen Snubby. Snubby left Earth. He plays Call of Duty. He clutches shit on Call of Duty. He's the greatest Call of Duty player ever. I know Rain is a rebounding god. I know Rain is fucking Jokic.
Right, Rain is like, I love that Rain pick, bro. Like, he about to dog something, bro.
But again, this is just one of those teams with a big ass question mark, because it's like, what do I expect? What am I going to do? I've seen great players come through that organization and still not thrive. DT didn't thrive. Reed didn't thrive.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm looking at this draft and I'm like, okay, question mark and no cap. Okay, what position is Stubby playing? I haven't seen Matty play a lot. Matty was a better point guard this year than most people. So
Right.
why didn't Matty play point guard and somebody else fulfill that position? May does what he does, Rain does what he does, but it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, who closes out this game? Who's the heart of this team? And who's the X factors on this team?
I'm already knowing.
So it's just no.
Mm-hmm.
F to everything. I like Rain as a pick, but him being there, not enough. Matty, great retail, great pre-draft. He had a great run with the Warriors when he played power forward. Not enough. May, he's been there. He has more talent.
Not enough.
Not enough. I don't get it. And I'm not trying to create enemies and nothing like that. I don't dislike anybody on this team. I'm cool with these players. Not enough. I don't know. It ain't it for me. This ain't it. They could have did way different going into this draft. The Rain pick was the greatest pick. They could have did way different going into this draft.
I agree, man. It's a lot of question mark. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of question marks surrounding that team. And this is not the place you want to be with question marks surrounding your team in such a critical moment. You in a critical times with the 3v3. You don't really know what's going on. And then the highlight of the season, the start of the season, is going to be 3v3. So if you don't have success in 3v3, you're going to be sitting around as an org. And that's not good as well.
The thing about this is, like, what last year their roster was Reed, Snuppy, Future Clutch, May, and DT. Essentially, they downgraded everywhere.
I agree. Well, Big Rain is a dog too, though. So
Rain isn't like a huge gap away from May. So
yeah, he's not. Yeah, that's not. It's not a big difference. Yeah.
And Rain is essentially just, May is moving to power forward, is essentially just a bit of a tier lower than DT being at power forward.
Mm-hmm.
So you essentially upgraded a little bit at the center position and downgraded everywhere else.
Yeah, I agree. It's pretty much the same team. That's a fair assessment. I could agree with that. It's you kind of lightly, you in the either you slightly under where you wait. Yeah, I could see that. That's a good point, man. Now another team.
I hope nobody mad at me, bro.
No, yeah, absolutely. And everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I see little bro Goat in the chat, man. Shout out to Stage, Flea, Jaden, Cleveland Zone, whoever else in the chat, man. Shout out to all my super chat guys in there. Shout out to Jaden for becoming a member. I see the Shield Gang. Got that big shield by your name now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shield Gang in the building. But to me, he said FSG cause nah, man. But to me, it's the question marks, and that's one of the things. Like, it's a lot of good teams in the league this year. So having question marks is I agree to your point. It ain't where you want to be right now. You know what I'm saying? When it's a lot of good teams, and the same thing with in Brooklyn, it's like it came down to almost their last pick. Well, it was their last pick, but almost the last pick of the draft. They take a point guard, and now I don't have a lot of tape on He Got Game. I seen his name going around. I seen he's an Xbox guy if I'm not mistaken. So I just haven't seen a lot or heard a lot to be able to offer any type of advanced judgment on him. We saw what Faiz did in the league. He had moments where he was exceptional. He had moments where I felt like he was a little, the moment might have been too big, or maybe he was just nervous. Nerves got to him, maybe taking some bad shots. But I do like the mean streets, Chicago streets. I do like the Steez pick. Steez come from just all around hooper, and to have shots really is making a name for himself. Ever since he found out that he was gonna have a home in Brooklyn, I think him getting bounced around early in his career put him in a situation where now he values that home environment, knowing he's gonna be in Brooklyn. So I think you're gonna get some great gameplay out of shots this season. I think he's gonna do a lot, knowing he's got a rookie that he's gonna be working with as far as his point guard, and really relying on his off ball with Faiz, his pick and roll when they do get the ball in the off ball. So I think they're gonna have some good defense with the front court and the lock. With Streets, I think that's a lot of defense right there with Steve shots and Streets. So on paper, they did a lot with a little because they didn't have high draft numbers. I don't even think Brooklyn picked in the first round. Let me check my notes. I don't think Brooklyn picked in the did Brooklyn pick in the first round, Jay? Yeah.
No, I don't believe so either.
Yeah, so I mean he did more with less, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's what you got to do in the draft process. How you feel about Brooklyn, Jay?
I'm like embarrassed that Chalk hit the one.
Oh yeah.
I can't really lie. I don't really know about He Got Game. I guess I got to do a little bit of research on him, but I mean losing a guy like Chalk, that's a tough blow. Now the other man, huge.
Huge, bro.
Huge. Yeah, huge, man. Streets and Steez, and then shots. I mean, 3 through 5, I think they're set. I'd say even 2 through 5 with Faiz. But man, we know as well as everyone knows, if you have a question mark at the 1, how far can you really go if you have a question mark at the 1? I mean, He Got Game might be a dog. I'm from the PlayStation side, so I really don't know. So I don't really want to talk out of pocket and he's some dog if you're going to come in my DMs. But maybe VERSUH can talk about He Got Game, but I really truly don't know. But one way or another, they're going to go on his coattails. If he's great, they'll be great because 2 through 5 is solid. Now, if he's trash, how much can 2 through 5 really do? How much can the 2 through 5 really do? But that chemistry between shots and Steez is really going to be fun to watch. Even Streets at lock, I think he's going to I don't know. I think we were just talking about earlier that the rookie lock class was a little iffy, but man, we keep going through it. And Streets is going to have a good rookie season too. So I don't know. These locks coming in.
Yeah, man.
I think it's going to be fun to watch. I really do.
I'm already knowing, man. Like that's one of the that's one of the locks that I actually been following for the last few seasons. So I know what he brings to the table. I know how hungry he wants it. And that's somebody that they basically took a chance on a rookie versus like a veteran lock or unretained lock. So that's big for him. It's we gonna see what he do. Now, since we got Uncle back, man, like, we going to go right into your team, man. So, how you feel about Big Saint and them? I can't hear you, Mo. Say something. You still on mute. Nah, you on mute. There you go. There you go. Try it now. Yeah, it's still, play with it, because it's going green when you see it. It's trying. It still ain't. There you go. It's trying. It's like it's got unplug your. There you go. Unplug it and plug it back in. It's your headset. Yeah, it's just staticky.
So it's static now?
No, it's clear now. It's clear. Just don't bump.
All right, so let's go.
Yeah, how you like Big Saint and them? You got Snub Fanta, Dimes, Big Saint, Kenny, and you got Type, man. Type used to ex Defensive Player of the Year. Kenny won MVP. Dimes, former #1 pick. And then you got Big Saint coming off a good productive season at lock at the Wolves. And then you got the #7 pick, Fanta. We know what he do.
I love the name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm unsure about the team. Now, it's one of them teams I think is going to be really great for 3v3. Really, really great because they got. Saint is a stage lock. People don't know. Like they know him from playing with Major Bump. Major Bump. Yeah. But he come from the stage. So, I mean, I think he's the best lock in the class. I think he's probably. In the league, I even think I'm biased, so I think he's the best lock in the league. But you can go top 3, you can go top 2, whatever. Boom, they got Fanta. We know Fanta is a stage player. Now,
God.
position, I don't know where you go. You can go dimes. You go tight. I honestly think it's not tight because he's not known as a shooter. He's like a pop and center. Like he's just not.
He's more of an inside. That's absolutely facts.
Type is more of an inside. He's a dog inside.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what he's defensive. So 5v5, right? We don't know what they're doing with the lineup. I don't care what you got on paper. All we know is Saint playing lock. That's all we know right now. We know they probably start out with Fanta at point guard, but we know they got 3 point guards on the roster.
Nah, but honestly, Homie, you gotta know that they drafted Fanta for the 3v3. He out the gate is gonna be leading the charge in 3v3. He's a stage god. So that's why he went so high. But Dimes ain't really Kenny is stage, but go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. My bad.
That's what you're not factoring in. We just say, all right, we got our 3v3 point guard. Do you think if they go out there 5v5 and say, look, bro, you all out stinking it, you're not playing point guard, that's gonna weigh on his mental. Somebody I think consistent, every team will have to have the same guard leading 5v5 and 3v3.
So you saying you don't think Fanta could play 3v3 point guard and then come back and play shooting guard? I think he could. Like I think he could learn from, especially early in the season. Look at the veterans you got around him. You got an MVP. You got the defensive player of the year. You got the number 1 pick, and you got Saint coming off a great season. Like, he got veterans around him. Everybody been in the league for multiple years. You know, you got Saint and Type been on multiple teams. That's multiple experiences. Then you got Kenny and Dimes, respectfully, meant something to their org, meaning Kenny means something to Toronto. Dimes meant something to the Mavericks. Like, I feel like that type of veteran leadership is only going to benefit Fanta. Like, in my opinion.
That's a lot of pressure.
I don't think so. I think if you take him off, if he come out 5v5, right, and they essentially change lineups, I think we will see it affect them in 3v3 too. And this for me knowing the players, bro. Like, I know them the same way you know them. They took Kenny off point guard shit for a reason. I think he wasn't getting it done last year. The year before, we know he had probably the greatest season ever, a point guard. Then you got Dimes. You got to realize Dimes already stated he wants to be out there 3v3. Dimes want to play in everything. So he got to go in as your center for 3v3, correct?
Yes, correct.
He literally said he got to be out there. I want to play. I think all we know with this lineup is Saint playing lock. That's the only thing we know.
I agree. And we know Fanta playing 3v3 PG. What you think, Verse? But I still think they get a high grade on paper, though. Like, when you got an MVP, the number 1 pick.
You grading names.
But we got to grade the team that's in front of us.
Yeah, but we don't know what they're playing. So that on paper, you can't get them a high grade. Like, hypothetically, every name, if you go back just off names, you'll say, all right, A+. They drafted a Fanta. They got a Dimes. They got a Saint. They got a King. They got a Type. But then you be like, well, who playing where? Can't give him an A+ off that.
But these players all had success in the league. I think like my going trend for the draft was it looked like teams was drafting experience over rookies. It seemed like more players more unretained players got a chance this year, in my opinion. So it seemed like, I don't know. I think you got valid points, but I still.
I think you give it a little bit more. I think what we do is we give more to what we should. I look at it like Portland a few years ago, and VERSUH can attest to this. Portland traded for Peroxide, right? Everybody knew Peroxide was the dog on that said they had one job to do and draft the shooting guard. They didn't. And they tried to move from Rockside to shooting guard, thinking like you think. We got all the names, we got all the experience, we got all the players. Oh, and it didn't work. That's what I think we're doing here. Like, VERSUH said in the spaces, not VERSUH. What are you doing? Like, if I'm a star power forward in this class, and I see this team,
Yeah.
they needed a lock and a power forward. Yeah, they're on paper coming to the draft, we all thought they only needed a lock and a power forward. Correct, VERSUH?
Yeah.
And they went out and drafted a point guard, and then a lock. So then essentially they had 3 guards, but there's no 6-man. So you don't even have room to draft, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what we saw with them. But if it worked, and it worked, like you said, they took a shot. But if it don't, I feel like they messed their draft up because we knew all they needed was a power forward and a lock.
What you think, Verse?
And granted, Fatu was going to get drafted anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we know that.
It's only 2 ways this could go. Only 2 ways this could go. Fanda can't play point guard stage and then play shooting guard and pro-am. And it's not because he's not capable, it's because of the way that the team is structured. And I'm going to tell you why. Don's going from center to point guard, and then Fanda going to shooting guard, and then Saint staying at lock. Then what? You put Kenny at power forward and tight on center? That doesn't gel. And then you have a point guard that is essentially going to go back to point guard, and your point guard is going to be going back to center, and then you have to say, it don't gel, it don't make sense. So it has to be some type of consistency. So essentially, their 5v5 lineup would, this is me just knowing basketball. Fanda would be at point guard, Kenny would be at shooting guard, Saint would be at lock, Ty would be at power forward, guard pick and roll, put him at center. That's the only way this is going to have any type of fluidity to be consistent and work. But the problem is that I don't doubt Fanda thriving. It's the fact that are they going to find the correct lineup, which I already said the correct lineup, and just hone that and make it what it is. Because we know Type is a great defensive player. I seen Type play a team up, and I know that he position. I know that Saint is the best lockdown option on this team. I know that outside of Type being center, Dom's is the best center option on this team, especially with them being the secondary passer on this team, making a read off of a slip or making a read off of the pick and roll.
He's disgusting with that. I see him do it all the time.
Kenny being the sniper, we've seen what Kenny did in season 3. He played him at shooting guard. He just let Fanda adapt as a point guard throughout the league. So that way when you do translate to 3v3, he's already a point guard. You already got center lock, you already got opposite center. That's the only way this is going to have any fluidity, and that's the only way it's going to work.
I got you, man.
They can't change it up. There's going to be too many inconsistencies, and it's only 6 spots. So if you have inconsistencies, you lose 3 games, now you're done. Nothing you can do about it. Because it's not like it was in prior seasons where you had like 4 or 5 definitive teams that was like super duper good. And
Right.
Like
mediocre. Yeah. It's a lot of good teams. To try to be in that top 6 to make the playoffs is going to be hard. Now, Jay, how you feel about the Wizards, man? The back-to-back champs, man. I think Ty, ESGN, me being an Xbox guy, I've watched him for years. I'm pretty sure HOMI and Verse know, too. They run Xbox. They got B-Rich, Ak, Nudini, and Dave Fry. So, basically, they core 4 minus JBM retiring. So, how you feel about the returning champs?
I mean, it's never an ideal scenario to lose JBM. I mean, point blank period. But as I mentioned before in the spaces the other day, I think Ty is the perfect Dave Fry point guard. Not that it's Dave Fry's team, but it's still the Wizards, so, take it with what you will. And you have the 3 through 5 with Nudini, who's obviously one of the most underrated professionals in the league, just my opinion. Awkward has been solid throughout now. So obviously you can get B-Rich back, but I think Ty is that perfect point guard for Dave Fry. Dave Fry can work with him. I really do. And B-Rich is good too. People don't think he'll be the same without without JBM. But I think he's ready to prove that he is, and they're coming off back to back. So you still have to put them at the top. You have to. I mean, J3 Fry with awkward
Facts.
Dave Fry. I mean, as vocal as Dave Fry is, he used to be labeled as loud and a cancer and stuff like that. But I mean, after winning these back-to-back championships, I mean, there's no way he's not a top 3 center now in the league. And he has been. It's just people just didn't like his demeanor. But this Wizards team, I mean, you still have to put them as a favorite. How can't you? I mean, JBM is a big blow. I don't want to undercut that at all.
Facts.
The tie pick was the perfect pick in my opinion. I couldn't see them going with a rookie. I don't think Dave Fry wanted to mess around with a rookie. Ty was one of the best Bucks player a couple years ago. So in my opinion, I liked it a lot.
Bump, what you think, Major Bump? How you feel about the Wizards? I know Ty, your man.
I think they got it. Automatically, they're the favorites. Ty is really good, bro. For what he played with, and then to give him that type of talent, he's no JBM, and not even to say JBM is the most prolific scorer. JBM, for what he do, he's the best. He was the best at what he did. So I think the Wizards. I mean, you don't have to get more out of B Rich now. Like they say, you don't have to get more out of B Rich. And I think the Wizards, with that defense, they brought back the whole defense, basically, in a sense. I think they're going to still be the favorites. Now, that don't mean they're guaranteed to win it, but I just think they're the favorites coming in. And I want to ask Dave Fry, what went into the tie pick? What were you looking for? Replacing somebody like JBM. What did you, because what guards went after him? Off top.
I got it right here. You say what went at the time?
Could they did? When I look at people who people took, I look at could they did better? Was it anybody who went? After that was considered better?
I mean, for me, I like the tie pick in my opinion, just because it's the more with less. He did more with less talent in his IRLs. So to have the type of team that he inherits right now with the Wizards is nuts. Okay, so you saying at the tie? What point guards went before him?
Hold on, that. Can we stop that? I don't like people do that. They play with their IRLs because Pete said it too. These IRLs are not regular IRLs. These not in their IRLs. Well, not for him.
But they not in the inner circle. They not a part of they not necessarily.
Them dudes play 2K, bro.
They're not average.
No, High Cal ain't average at all. They ain't average at all.
IRLs was Laddie and Aaron. And what's the name? You feel me?
Right, okay, right.
IRLs, you know what I'm saying? These are you know what I'm saying? It ain't like my IRLs that don't play the game and just all right, come on, who?
Yeah, that's how my
IRLs are good at the game. IRLs are actually good at the game.
That's true. Not you saying the PGs that went before him? You want to know the PGs that went after him? So the first PG that went after him was Ant Season. And then after Ant Season, the next PG was the He Got Game. And then King Hyde. That's it. Yes, only 3 PGs went after him. Yeah. Yeah, he the only PG that it was only 1 PG went in the second round.
That's crazy. I thought it was more PGs that went.
No, all the PGs went in the first round. All of the main PGs went in the first round.
I would love to see Seldom go to the Wizards though. I would love to see Seldom go to the Wizards. But
Do you feel but I feel like Ty, well, I mean, I understand. Ty really good, man.
I like his personality and the way he go about, he didn't get back in the league, can't cry. You ain't hear nothing about him not being back in the league. Y'all talk about him as if he was in the league last year.
Right.
I gotta remember, he wasn't in the league last year.
Right.
He grinded. He worked hard.
People looked at him as a buddy league pick anyway. And he don't say nothing, he just hoop. He just hoop. Literally just hoop. You don't even know if he going for the league.
Right. He just hoop.
He just really hoop.
I think it's
Yeah? Is it back up?
Are you good? What's up?
Which one?
Y'all can hear me, but the chat be saying it might be. Yeah, he just really, really hoop. You don't know he going for the league
makes it is though.
But he makes it like that's just what it is. Like,
I just can't see Dave Fry taking a rookie point guard. Outside of Greens, because Greens is who Dave Fry played with. Like, rookie-wise, I couldn't see Dave Fry picking a rookie PG to really try and mold after you win back-to-back chips with JVM. I feel like Dave Fry's ceiling was like, hey, we got to get a veteran in there. As much of a veteran as you can.
Hey, Jay Dillon, not to cut you off. Ty's a rookie point guard. He's a rookie point guard.
Yeah.
Because he didn't play point guard in the league at all.
Right.
Right.
So he essentially is a rookie. I think Dave Fry, he really, hey bro, like to be honest, he really looks and scouts and figure out, like when he got JBM, you got JBM, if y'all know, y'all not, like, everybody's in tune, but from being there, he was the only one wanted to go there. Didn't deny interviews. A lot of them guards, some that's not in the league no more, some that's still good, now the interview said they didn't want to go there. They didn't want to play with Dave Fry. And JBM was one of what I think it was probably between him and Duck, right, VERSUH, that they were gonna pick.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And that's because them two probably didn't deny nothing. So, and when I talked to JBM at the draft the night before, like he wanted it. He wanted to be known as number one. And I like that about him. That's like Gallo. Like that's why I see a lot of in Gallo that I see in JBM. Well,
I like it. Well, we just wrapped up the East, man. Let's dive right into the West. Before we do, Verse.
I didn't even get to talk about my man.
Wait, what happened? My bad. Who? Oh, Ty. Oh, you. I thought you went first. My bad, bro. My bad, bro. Nah. My bad. Come on, let's. That why I thought he went before. I thought you went before, homie.
Jay went.
Oh, Jay went. My bad. Nah.
I just got to keep it up, bro.
Yeah, no. Let's talk about Ty.
When it comes to like character, when it comes to maturity for his age, when it comes to like understanding dialogue, when it comes to being receptive, when it comes to listening, when it comes to composure, Ty got all them qualities, bro. Like we gotta remember, like Ty played center, he played power forward, lock. Then he just went to guard. Like he really just grinded out guard. He was grinding on the stage. He was grinding in the park. He was grinding pro-am. Now, I don't think people really paid attention to him enough to see. Like he got the total package now. Like he can, bro. Ty can score, bro. Like score.
I feel like you. That's why I hate when they say like it's a drop off for him, JBM. And like this nigga cooks.
It's not a huge drop off. Like people gonna be like, oh, we don't see the results, but it's about having the eye to like see how people play the game. Like the patience that he have with the game and knowing that he's moldable. Like he hear his teammates and he don't think like, well, I'm scared to try it. He gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna try it. If it don't work, oh well. Like that's just what it is. And if it do work, then I'm gonna just keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? He's that receptive, bro. And it's like he just blends into their culture. It's not an ego pick. Everybody talk to each other. Everybody can just mesh well with each other. You got Nudini, Awkward that just keep talking on defense. Big Five, which is the alpha on that team. B. Richards was a low ego player, but he also very communicative and the team first. And Ty's a team first dude. He was team first with GFG. He was team first with Hawkeye. Now he about to be team first with the Wizards. I give them an A-, bro. I think people don't really realize how crazy their offense about to be with his corner. But people think that B. Rich is gonna have to like step it up even more.
No, they don't know nothing about Ty.
You don't realize that don't matter because B. Rich was a dog coming in.
He was a dog.
Yeah.
He won.
That's what's crazy.
He was one of the first tournament winners to qualify for the pool, and he did it with who? His IRLs. He was have eyes in them and regular people that don't even play the game no more. Like B. Rich, B. Rich bought into his role. He knew what he had to be for JBM, and he was that for JBM. That's a skill that a lot of people lack. They just so focused on the hidden agenda or getting an accolade or rookie of the year or this type of this and this type of that or being mentioned among their friends or people saying that they're doing this in the group chat. They fail to realize the bigger picture of what they're trying to achieve, and they make themselves the focal point for what they fight for rather than fighting for everybody else. And essentially, you're gonna get what you want.
And y'all don't know what the issue really is. They really look at B. Rich as a buddy pick of JBM.
Right.
He's still here.
And he's still here.
And he started last year.
He was a 6-man. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
That's why it panned out. Then they brought him back, and they like, oh, well,
And
they
they
gonna
still
be
wanna kill
ass.
Yeah.
It'll be ass. B Rich got to play now, but B Rich was that dog.
Not only that, they said that he got to play now and they got to play on stage, and then they killed it on stage, and now they brought him back because it's funny because that you would have thought that narrative would have fell off after they won the second chip, and even after that, if Wizards don't pick B Rich right there, he go undrafted, and that's crazy because he a champion, bro. And
Last year, right?
back
You
in
know,
the
last year?
Back in that year. Oh, last year.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
That's
No, but you could, you could vouch for Dave Fry. How much more can you really ask for? You know, if Dave Fry vouches for you, he says you're a glue guy. Just having a B Rich and Nudini on the same team is kind of not fair. You know, those just low ego guys.
The whole roster, Jake Dillon. They
No,
look at
for
that
sure.
roster before they won them championships. They would say Nudini's ass. He ain't what's the name? He got cooked in the finals. Da 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 da.
So Aqua was a system.
Buddy pick, and they
That's
just
it.
really. I look at them. They the Warriors to me, in a sense, because like that's how I look at the Warriors. Like even though they grew to be a super team, none of them dudes were supposed to be super players coming into the league.
I feel like they just like a well-oiled machine, bro. And they got the supporting cast, they got the organization that do well by them. They got a good leader, Dave Fry, and they got a good support. They got everybody has a good head on their shoulders, and they just brought in somebody that has all those qualities as well.
But look at even Pete Cross though. Pete Cross is a great head coach though too. You know what I'm saying?
That's
He's
what
like,
I'm about to ask
people
you.
really
Is it the coach?
really overlook. I think a part of it.
Just understanding like the culture that he upholds and like how they communicate all together. Like they are like genuinely family. Like we know like how like I was with one way and you was with Bump when we first came into good. Like they genuinely family, bro. Like you gotta think about it. Like Nudini just had a wedding and everybody came, bro.
That's true.
Everybody.
That's true.
Like they probably going like he be flying across the fucking country to go visit Aqua, or they all hang out together, bro. And these
That's real IRL.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
real.
funny story about Aqua. Hey, Versa, I used to see Aqua. Is Aqua from New York, right? He got to be.
I believe so.
I used to see him whenever I go to the stage or whatever, like the championship, the All, you know what I'm saying? I see him, he always speak. Good dude, always speak. But when he got drafted, the draft, you didn't get drafted, you was dead. And when I saw his picture come on the spot, I'm like, wait, he played a game?
Yeah.
I didn't know the dude.
Nobody knew him. Nobody knew him like that. Bro, his whole family was there. Like, they took up damn near 2 rows, bro. Like, he got drafted and they had, like, the biggest reaction. And I'm sitting there.
Hey, Doc, I didn't know the dude played the game. Always talked to him, always shook his hand, always everything.
Wow.
Played the game, bro.
That's crazy.
He came in, he got selected, and Famous was like, bro, that's a crazy pick, and people just don't know it. And he proved it. But not only that, he got in, and then, like, before we started seeing, like, everything come to fruition, everybody was saying, like, oh, that's a system block. We don't know who he is. Like, he good, but he ain't all that. Bro, he just
He was, bro, I disagree. I'm sorry, I'm a PlayStation guy. I disagree. He was great on PlayStation.
For
That's what I'm
PlayStation,
saying.
a lot of y'all knew. But I'm talking about when you combine
Yeah, no, for sure. No, he was a good guy though. I was telling Dot this, but there's a couple players from season 2, season 3 I interviewed, just to get the practice interviews. And when he gave me practice interview like answers, I knew. I was like, once a team hears his kind of answers, he was so low maintenance, so low ego. You just knew a team was going to take a chance. You know what I'm saying? There's certain players that have that it factor where it's not just the gameplay plus the interview style. I mean, if you can interview well and you have that, it's kind of like a full circle.
It is.
And that's a big thing. I mean, these interviews, we've talked about in the spaces before. How many of these guys come up, wearing a jersey or showing up late to an interview? I mean, these interviews, if you don't sleep on the interviews, it's a big part of it. It really is. So.
I hate that part because I interview so good, bro.
Oh, I'm sure you do, homie. I do.
They said when I took it serious, man, I think Perm was in that top 2% too. And I was like, dang. And I take all interviews just talking like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I was like, dang.
I'm just like, I know that you had that quality because I'm like the same way, bro. My interviews was immaculate. And like when it was season 3 and like they was telling me and like, like you had separate interviews. You had the team interviews and you had the league interviews. So like when the teams was interviewing me, they was like, I seen your league interviews, like you're like ridiculous. Like you come from
Yasiel said he's a superstar of the league. I went for the brand. I'm stunned.
Y'all crazy,
Some
man.
of these I feel I wasn't rewarded.
Bro, I had to get tired. I was clean, bro. And the crazy part is, like how you said, bro. I felt like I was hot, bro. I was murdering people in pre-draft, bro. Murdering, and then, bro, we linked up. We got to the draft.
I'm getting mad. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
let's just move on.
All right, okay, all right, yeah. All right, so.
I would give you a practice interview, Jay Dillon. You gonna be like, ain't no way.
Yeah, we gotta get the exclusive.
I believe it, though, man. People
Hey.
skills are underrated. They really are.
Yeah, man. I know them interviews is great. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to Wes because I'm like, everybody must interview good with you, Wes. You catch the most bodies as a coach every year. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, players be like, it was him. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? But that's my dog, Wes. Hey, but let's move on to the West Coast, man. Shout out to the whole East, man. We're gonna see who the top 6 and advance to the playoffs, man. But we gonna speed through the West, man, because I don't want hold up everybody too long.
Come on, Don, let's do something different. We get to the team, like it, tell why you don't like it, or you don't, or if you do. You know,
I bet. I'm gonna start. Follow my lead. All right, so look, walking bucket, unguardable, randoms, Bread, can't guard Rob. Now everybody know Bread, my mans. I love the pick. I mean, I love that he there. You know what I'm saying? Randoms is a good lock. You know what I'm saying? But Bread make everybody look better. You know what I'm saying? Can't guard Rob is a good pick. He had a good retail run too, so he hot coming into the season. So they getting a good can't guard Rob. Unguardable and walking bucket is my only thing. I feel like they interchangeable. I put walking bucket at the 1 because I figured with his league experience he gon' probably play the 1. But I mean with them two, they like the same person to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious on how that's gonna work. So
I'm gonna go with I don't like it, and I'm gonna say why, because the strong part of this is their front court from lock on down. I think that need to be successful. God play what you need. Now I'm gonna go further and say that I really don't even like a walking bucket game, even though he cooked us in the 2. But Unguardable is that noted as saying he really want to play the 2. No, he definitely cooked us. I can't like have me upset because I
right.
Dog shit. He cooked us.
Right.
So, but he played bad in the league, and then Unguardable is really good to me. But he wants to play the 2. I think he'd be a really good 2 in the league. But if he's playing the 2, then you got to depend on walking bucket for your point guard. So I don't like it. Rob, I love Bread. Love Randall. Randall's for me. I didn't know him. Like Jay Dillon know him. I know you're a PlayStation guy. I didn't know Randall at all from Can of Paint. He's really good. Bread probably the best. Rob, I love Rob, and even at the 4, I would love to see Rob on the 4 and put Bread on center, because Bread can't shoot. He's dog shit at shooting.
Nah, but this damn easy to shoot on.
Yeah, but it's Bread winner. He cannot shoot. He can't win if he fell out a boat.
Oh wow, that's gonna be a clip. That's gonna be a clip.
That's not mad though.
I feel like good luck scoring on this team in the pick and roll, especially if Brandon on the pick and roll.
Oh man.
The best pick and roll power forward in the league. I don't care what nobody got.
Oh God.
The best power forward player. And when they do get the stops, good luck stopping them on fast break, because Unguardable no miss a trades. That shit is ridiculous, bro. He makes every drifter, homie. Every drifter.
He's good.
Every drifter.
I feel like the thing that they're gonna have to establish on this team is Bucket being able to facilitate properly and still being able to score efficiently to make Unguardable the threat that he is. Rob just gotta be Rob. I'm more confident with Rob at center just for the simple fact that I think that he would make a better read off of the slip than Brand would. I know that the focal point behind Brand playing power forward, you're gonna get way more stops. So I'm fine with trading that on for the stops and developing Rob to make that read.
Hey, Versus, let me ask you, and Dylan, you don't touch on it. Walking Bucket was with Austin last year, right?
Yeah, he was with FT.
And people say he got dealt a bad hand, right? Because he
was
was point guard.
They was beefing because neither one of them won the shit.
Okay, so he might be good. Like,
Yeah, he'll be good.
I want to see what he do there.
He'll be good. He could score, but the hiccup is is he gonna be able to utilize Unguardable how he should be utilized? Because everybody can't utilize a shooting guard like how Barry utilized Kyle. You You feel me? Everybody
Yeah.
can't do that. That's a big. I ain't gonna say it's a huge skill gap, but it's a sizable skill gap. So as long as they can figure that out early, I see them having a good
You gotta
success.
establish it. Ain't no other kind of league though.
That's what I'm saying.
630 might turn into that though.
I don't think it's another kind of league, but I'm saying like if you use him like how Barry used Kai, then it's like you can get the most out of him because he produced well, and you gotta think about it, unguarded we be cooking lots. Bad. A guarding him, bro. It's
Not even fair.
it's not fair, bro. It's not fair.
Yeah, bro. It's gonna be. Go ahead, Jay.
Bucket. Yeah, I think it's going to come down to Bucket. If Bucket bounces back, him and guard goal, I mean, we already talked about the defense. I mean, Queese that lock, I would think Queese that lock was solid, bro. If we had a PlayStation, man, he would just be bumping. Like, when he got in, people weren't shocked. Like, they knew Randoms was going to just, you know, he comes from the stage as well, and he just be boxing stuff. You know, so if you have him, Rob, and Red, I don't disagree with Hami. I think putting Brett at the 5, just because the shooting thing, I don't know if they will necessarily, you know. So I think 3 through 5 they're solid. Our guard ball is good too. I think Bucket is too. It's going to be if Bucket bounces back, then they'll excel. But I mean, you could always say that about every team that comes down to point guard. But I think especially with this team, it's going to come down to 1 of the 2 and see how they think.
That's the big thing. Brad shot good last year.
Yeah, Brett actually shot good in the league last year.
It's actually easier to shoot on this. Like y'all see, like people be making reds like consistently, and they made reds in the league last year. So I know.
Yeah, but you know, league build. Yeah, I mean, every year league build always has one finicky thing. But you know how many has to get on, man. So I don't know. I think it's just. I mean, the 4 or 5. I like the Rob pick though. I really do. Rob had a really good pre-draft too, and Rob's not bad. I mean, I've been playing with Rob for years too. So
I feel like this particular team kind of relieves the pressure off of Rob. Like he gets to be a new Rob.
I agree. No, I think him and Brad are gonna be fun to watch for sure. So and they have a head coach. That's what his second season. So you know, see how they do.
All right, so we go straight to the Bucks. Cooks, Johnny Red, Dawsik, C's, and Plondo. Y'all know how I feel about them, but go ahead. Them was your mans too. You had some ties to the Bucks.
Cooks dog. Johnny dog.
Absolute.
Dog. Retail. I just gotta see him in the league. And I know he got chemistry with Plondo. What I don't like about this team, what I do not like about this team, they really had the opportunity to be like top 3 if they just would have took Miles. And I don't understand why they didn't take Miles instead of C's. I don't get it, bro. I genuinely don't get it. Miles is connected to Cooks. He connected to Johnny. He connected to Dawsik. I don't get why you don't pick Miles, bro. You can't give me any logical explanation, bro.
If he doesn't go there, I say he's gonna get drafted. What do you guys say? I don't see it.
I don't think this.
But what is the connection there though?
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought that was Plondo mans, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think
No.
Dawsik was Plondo.
Dawsik is Plondo's man.
I don't know.
Yeah. So who is where? How does C's go there?
That might be the org pick. That might be the org pick.
Okay.
I think that's the org pick.
Okay.
I think so.
But I don't see the connection. And like he said, if Miles was there,
Miles was there.
This makes a lot of sense.
They're gonna regret it when they play Miles and Walnut at the 4-5. I think that they might figure some stuff out because that's.
Yeah, bro. My issue was I just felt like even though Dawsik and Plondo is his mans, I understand you want your lockdown in the pick and roll, somebody you trust. I just know that he didn't play when he was in Minnesota, so we don't got a lot of film. We don't got I know in retail he a dog, but being able to cross over, we gonna see he the man now. So he they premier lock. He gotta play. So he gonna play 3v3. He gonna play. So Plondo got his lock for the pick and roll, and we gonna see.
I think the thing about Dawsik, I think it's easy for his game to translate. Like I think it's easy for Luck's game to translate to the league. In the sense, like
because the point guard that can't do his glitchy stuff as he could on retail.
For so long.
You're catching and shooting in the league, like
Yeah.
No, he mean like
The point guard ain't as glitchy, like 99 overall, everything.
What scared me about this team is to this day, you can go through a whole season and Plondo might don't say 2 words, right? And then you have Steve's. I don't know him, so I don't know his personality, how much he So on defense, right? I think I can see Cooks and Johnny talking the most, and that don't help you at all.
That's not good. No, put him backcourt.
That don't help you at all. But so I don't see no vocal leadership on this team,
On the defensive end.
even on the offensive end.
I don't know. Offensively, I think
Cook's gonna be talking on the offense.
Cooks can play the game and he's good. He's gonna tell you what he wants you to do. That don't translate to offensive leadership, and I think offensive leadership, JB and Bear.
Got you. I agree.
Right
Well,
here.
I get that. I just feel like he's just in the position to have to be more vocal on offense because Rondo is so soft spoken. So he gonna be telling him, oh, quick slip. He gonna be telling him, oh, this.
Yeah.
So,
And
like,
he will do that, and they gonna score a lot of points, bro.
No, they're gonna score. Yeah, that backcourt. Yeah, that's gonna be the best rookie backcourt. I don't know if they're.
And it's like this is the closest. This might be the closest to the T-Wolves backcourt, if I'm not mistaken. But you got that dog shooting guard that people might gotta. You can't put the all-ball person on Cooks. He'll go for 50.
I think there's a couple backcourts there. Yeah, backcourts are gonna be interesting. I mean, you know.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point you bring up, homie, because that take us right into Cleveland with Bash and Jaden, man. I think if you think that you're not gonna have to try to do some type of switch on Jaden, man, he gonna win Rookie of the Year. And I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Like you think Unguardable hit all of those faders, like him, that Jaden and Unguardable are the closest to. If they catch the ball, bro, like with limited amount of time on the clock. They only need like a small window to get open, and they don't need to have their feet set. And that's just like we watched what Splash do in the league last year with the movings. We watched what Chalk did, and then when you got Chalk to even break it down with the further analytics to say the movings 3-pointer is the same. You can have the same success rate with the moving 3-pointer as you do with the standstill. It's like it's night and day, man. And to think like talking to Jaden yesterday and finding out some insider information, he didn't even interview with the Cavs Legion. So imagine how high he had to be on their leaderboard to get drafted there, and he didn't even get an interview. That's amazing. That's why he my early pick over my boy Fana for Rookie of the Year, bro. When it come to offensively, my offensive Rookie of the Year, I say it like that, is he gonna be, that's my top candidate right there. Because people don't really know a lot about him and know what he gonna do. I think, well, I take that back. I think a lot of people know what he do. It's just a matter of they don't know his work ethic and how it's finna translate. It's finna be crazy dumb. You got Rim, Oreo, Fakey. We know what Bash do when he hot. When Bash hot, it's 40, it's 30, 40, he going crazy. But when Bash cold, he needs someone like Jaden to be able to get him out some binds. And then you got Fakey. Man, we already know what he do. We know what Oreo do. And Rim, come on, bro. I mean, I think it's gonna be fun, bro. I think this gonna be a fun team. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Jay. How you feel about Cleveland?
I agree. I think it's starting with Lav as coach too. You know, going back from hiring Lav as coach was phenomenal. They traded for Bash on what draft day. I really don't know what Dukes was trading. I don't know. If you look at the trade that Dukes went to get Bash, and then what they did to give up Bash, it just kind of didn't really make sense what they're doing with all that. But Bash, he's a very, like you said, he's a very hot and cold guy. But when he's on, he's on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously I know James from PlayStation side, and just like you, Dot, and no, he's solid. I think that backcourt could be really solid. And then 3-5 with, you know, Rim, Fakey, and Oreo. I mean, I think if they get that chemistry down, the defense should be pretty tough. But then, you know, offensively too, with seeing what I think the biggest question mark will be how Bash uses Jaden. You know, will he trust him as a rookie?
Mm-hmm.
Will he kind of try to play Superman role, or just kind of just play into his own with a new team? You know, so I mean, this is Bash's way.
That's what I think. Very fact that like he's not even gonna be guarding Hash. Bash not the type of player that let his shooting guard the Hash. And he's like it's like what I think about C's. He's really good at scoring. But what's the name to where he don't? Let me think in the league. Have he ever used his shooting guard? No, like what he doing? So Portland, who did he have?
Last year, he had
VERSUH here or VERSUH guy?
No, he's not. I can't think. He had Simo and Simo and Texas.
Simo.
Yeah, Simo. Yep.
Yeah, same at.
He he had Scrant last year.
Screddy. Yeah, Screddy.
Did he use him?
I don't. I mean, Scrant's a dog.
I think he got a high usage rate. Like he has a very high one, and like he's good. So he's not one of the guards that really. He don't want to use Jaden as just like Splash said.
Right.
All he needs you to do nothing but catch the ball and shoot.
Right. And I feel that, but I know that Jaden not gonna be nobody sitting there saying spam B. He not gonna be saying B circle. He not that guy. So even if that is the case, I think that he's still gonna compliment Bash. You feel me? If Bash want to utilize him.
I think that's where coaching comes in, though. I think that's where a lot of coaching, are these players coachable, or are they just going to kind of be hard-headed and just do their own thing? Put their head down, just say, So are these players, that's what I was saying about coaching. Like, you're really trying to coach grown men, but I mean, I know a lot of people respect Lav, as a player and as a coach. Obviously, he's a coach now, but, how does that actually translate?
Verse, you here?
I don't think he is.
I think Verse got a phone call. Now, Homie, jump in right now. With the Jazz, you got Splash, Jen, Follow, Compete, and Rhea.
Their core strong as fuck. Like they both back to their core.
Follow didn't play bad in the league.
Oh yeah, that's why I love the Follow pick. That's the connection. Jim was good that first year. I think he was thrown in the point guard last year in Dallas. Am I not right or am I wrong?
It was
with Gen G, right? Was it him and J Money?
No, he was Gen G.
Yeah, G Money.
Right.
And then he went.
Dallas first year, right?
It was Dallas, Jen.
No. I think he's with Gen G first year.
And then he went to Dallas. Because he was down there when Mr. Styles was down there. He was in Dallas when Mr. Styles was down there.
Like, I don't know too much about him. I know him from the league. I thought he was really good at Gen G. I didn't really pay attention to him last year in Dallas. And I think he was forced to play point guard. Splash said that he's the one for him. We know Splash is really top three-ish. He's definitely top 5 without thinking.
Facts.
Riz, quote-unquote, the best center in the league. If not, he's 1, 2, or 3. Compete is just compete, bro. He's just, and playing power forward, he's going to be souped up. So, I like that. I like this team, actually. I like this team. But we just got to see it. I like this team. I think you could have did better with some picks, like probably the shooting guard pick. What pick did they get Jen in?
Yeah, he was late. He went in third round. Yeah, he was like it was 52 picks. He was like 47 or something.
See, I don't know if they could have did better, but I like it if they love it. And like a Splash.
He said that's the man for him. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, he definitely said that. And like you said, it be fits a lot of time. And it's not like it's people that was on the team, so they did go out and make, you know what I'm saying? But I got to see it. This team always competes. Like, they got better every year. So you got to credit Comp with something, whether he's coaching or not, whether he's good, blessed with the talent.
I give you that.
This team gets better every year. They get better every year. But they can't get no better than last year unless they win the championship.
Right, unless they win it all. That's a good point.
But to me, the only failure to this team, I see if they don't make playoffs. Then I say it didn't work.
Now,
if they make playoffs and even don't make championship, it still work to me.
Go ahead, Jay.
So did they improve though, Homie? I mean, they picked up Jen, they lost Beezus, so it's kind of like
they lost Beezus and they lost Lottie.
Lottie too. Yeah, Lottie too.
I think Beezus in my opinion, Beezus is a bigger loss. What do you think, Homie?
Yeah, I think let me think.
And Lottie's not bad. That's not a shot.
Yeah, Lottie could shoot that thing.
We got
Beezus will shoot that thing. Yeah. Beezus. The Dukes retained. The Dukes picked up Beezus, so he obviously knows them.
Yeah, so they could, but they could they have did better? Could they have drafted a power forward like Miles? Was they able to get Miles instead of Follow?
Yeah. I think Follow is. That's where that Follow talk comes in. Though people said buddy with Splash, but is it that kind of big or is it a couple thing?
I think Beezus is not that big of a loss because you move a star of the league, and compete the power.
Compete, yeah. I was gonna say
I
that.
think
That ain't no drop off. You see what I'm saying?
I think he can put Bruce at the same level. I think he can.
But
Big Lawrence is the Lottie.
Did they pick up a better shooting guard though? I was gonna say, did they pick up a
No,
better shooting guard?
not at all.
I don't think Jen's bad though. I mean, I think Splash wants a certain kind of.
It's a
shooting guard,
preferential
too.
pick.
He's the only shooting guard
Yeah.
that everyone else wants.
Hey, Jay, that's Cap. Now I'm saying the Cap in his rap. He said that he only needs a shooting guard to catch and shoot. He went back. They was stinking it up last year. He went and traded for Lottie because he knew he needed a second ball handler.
Right.
That's what sparked him up for them.
But then they pulled him.
That's true.
In the finals, right? Game 2. So.
You said then they went what?
They pulled him in the finals, right? Game 2. Am I right?
That was some behind the scenes type of thing.
Yeah, it was like
That's the type of stuff because I'm cool with them. I don't even want to touch on.
Okay.
That wasn't because of gameplay, and it wasn't the best decision for the team. I will say.
Yeah.
And even they think that too.
Yeah, it wasn't because of gameplay. So.
Oh, but overall, I think that's a top 3. I think it's top 3 team. I'd say over there in that conference.
It's hard, boy. They said the West Side. Hold on, you said top 3.
Yeah.
Top 4. I know. I'm not really listening.
Well, Jay, that's a good segue because I seen people on Twitter acting like the next team we about to talk about is the best team on paper, and I'm like, are we looking at the same team? Like,
I like T-Wolves, Warriors.
no, they talking about Mama, Season Crush, Miles, and Walnut. Like, I'm not sure.
I'm gonna let you know I ain't gonna speak on that team.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I like the Kings. I mean, I just want to stick to the player side of things. Obviously, the gameplay. Obviously, I know. Obviously, that stuff that goes behind the
Correct,
scenes. But,
correct.
If you just look at the Miles pick. Miles and Walnut at the 4-5 is gonna be pretty solid.
Yep.
Crush to me is a top 3 lock still. Raph has been doing it. He shoots well, phenomenal actually.
Yep.
Defends, at a high level. Obviously, not to get into it, but the biggest pick is gonna be Ant. See how he does, how he goes with Mama. Even Mama's a question mark too. So
Yeah,
he didn't really play the game and labbed it. So let's see what he does this year.
Yeah, I think he got that stigma is like is Mama underachieving with the teams that he got. So my thing right now is if he underachieves with this team right here, with having Crush, Miles, and Walnut, I mean hey man, that's gonna be you know what I'm saying? So I think this is Mama's team to lose right here. I think if it falls apart, then like I said, it's on him. You know what you get with Crush. You know what you're getting with Miles. You know what you're gonna get with Walnut. You got 2 MVPs. You got a defensive. I want to say Crush won Defensive Player of the Year, right? But is he a
Walnut did.
Walnut did. Oh, Walnut. Okay, yeah. So
I don't think Crush won it.
Crush ain't got no. Don't he got individual accolades?
No, he's all defensive team and stuff. No, he's solid.
Yeah, I don't think he got defensive.
He just got all defensive team. Okay.
I know Mark won it, and I think Type won it.
Type won it. Yeah, Type won it. Yeah.
And who won that shit?
Did Yusuf?
Yusuf. Yeah,
Who won
Yusuf.
that shit?
Did he? I can't. Right? Don't quote me.
I just know Walnut won the first year. Mark won it the second year.
Type.
Year 3.
Type. And then we'll figure out who.
Who won year 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have it right off. But no, I think
Oh, Tommy Cook won it. Timely.
Oh, Cook. Yeah.
Timely. Oh yeah, sure did. Timely won. Yep.
Timely won the year before last. Who won last year though?
Was it Yusuf or was it?
It might have been Yusuf, bro. Because Timely won. And we got
Season 3.
Marcus Glenn. Did Type win it?
I don't.
I think Type do.
No, year 3 was year 3. Year 3 was when Timely.
With Timely won and with Kenny.
Yeah, because he missed. Yeah, he missed it. Yeah.
No, who won year 4?
I don't know who won last year.
I
We could
think
look.
He's definitely been up there. I don't know if he's won it, but he's definitely up there. So, but no, I mean that Kings team, Coach DJ, one of the better coaches too. Obviously has the real basketball experience too. So I don't think that they're the best team in the West, but I'd say that they're top 4. So that's just me.
How you like Reg? How you like Reg? Reach the guy, attack Green, Too Nice, Crazy. I'm not too sold on this team. Okay, yeah, I'm not too sold on this, man. Like
But what's scary is I don't like him, but I don't top guard. They got Reg. We know he's a top guard when he's locked in last year, barring last year.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, but I mean, but Red's been struggling a little bit. Like, and
That's just last year. He only been in the league 2 years, right?
okay.
Yeah, he wasn't locked in last year.
Okay.
So we got, that's what I'm saying. That was
not really.
we got,
That's just true.
if you want to strike last year from him, so boom. So we got Reg. We know.
So are we picking and choosing then? If you have a bad season, we could say it ain't his fault. Like,
No, we're not picking.
No, we're not.
You
No.
still got to factor in certain circumstances.
yeah, he did. Yeah, his whole team got traded away in the middle of the. Yeah, you know.
And they was sorry, and you know how these players right now, they like if the team's sorry, they check. So
Yeah, they check
I
for
just
sure.
don't know how good Tactic can be. I don't think his ceiling is that high. Green, I love Green, but I seen him play everything.
But I didn't know doing this graphic, is Tack gonna play lock or is Crazy gonna play lock? Is Tack gonna run center?
I think Crazy has to. I would say Crazy wants to play the 5. I think.
That's what I thought. I thought Crazy wanted to play the 5.
Hey, one thing Dog, let me tell you about Crazy. He will not play lock on this team. I'm gonna tell you why. He don't wanna. He the type don't like the players around him dictate what he play. So he'll think if you play lock on this team, you gonna make him look bad. I gotta heard him say that. Like when he came in the league, I thought he was trolling saying playing center, not finna sell me at lock. So he rather go play center. So I think I don't think this team can be that good, but I think they can. So and they in the West, like it's tough.
It's tough. Yeah, that's now it's same thing with Dallas. Like Kenny Zeus, Symptoms, Eyeball Zay. We love Zay, know what he bring to the table. Legit, that's Sick, brother. But Sick, when Sick is on 16-0, you know, always winning ball games, consummate pro. I don't know about the Symptoms in the Zeus pick, the Kenny. I like Kenny, but I just don't know about.
Kenny's good.
I love Kenny. I just don't know about the Symptoms and Legit. I understand why they took Legit, but it was like, you know, it's you could take Merck right there, you could take Glowski right there, and you got top power forward pick, and then Symptoms. I don't really know a lot about him. I know I know a little bit about him. You know what I'm saying? Like okay.
He's been doing it for 3 or 4 years. Sim's good. Sim's real good.
Okay.
I don't know. I think HOMI can speak on it, but power forward is just that tough spot. Power forward is just that tough spot that if you can't really rotate down to play center as well, I mean, that's what we talk about in spaces. That's all spaces have been. What are you doing to be undeniable? And to be undeniable at power forward, I mean, and come on, his brother's on the team. I mean, that, you know, we're not going to get into the politics of it, but, you know, I mean, I'm sure that's what played a huge factor.
Yeah, but the issue with this team, that interchangeable is overrated because Sick would never play power forward. Or
That's true. You're right.
So he not looking for. He don't even care if said if you're better at just power forward, he wants you there because he'll never move down to power forward.
Right.
So I think in that sense, and you know what it was, bro. Like that's his brother. So at the end of the day, we know we know it's a bullying factor to get my brother. We get my brother.
Yeah.
No, but that Mavs team it's gonna be kind of. I think they're on one of the younger teams, in my opinion. So it's really gonna be interesting to see what they do. But I think they missed the playoffs. That's just me.
What about Vandy and them? My thing is, so 630, he don't want to be going for 50 and losing. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Who's saying that? I think that's a fake narrative because they didn't lose. They was the number 2 or 1 seed in the West. They didn't lose. They just lost in the playoffs. And who did they lose to in the playoffs, Jay? Do you remember off the top of your head?
No. Who was it?
Was it the Warriors? I don't know.
I believe. No, I can't.
They had a bye.
Yeah,
San them lost to who? San them lost to the Warriors. They lost to Utah.
Yeah.
to the Jazz. Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can say that, like, bro, like at the end of the day, like when Mama tried to say to me in the spaces, did it really work? Yes, y'all were the number 1 seed year in and year out. Y'all didn't have a coach during the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it bites you at.
That's exactly. You said that. Yep.
They didn't go for 50 and lose. They didn't go for 50 and lose because we won a lot of games. playoffs, you know, it's hard. Like it's like a James Harden thing, bro. Like they locked in on you.
I agree.
Game planning.
Yeah, and when you the sole proprietor of the offense, they own it. So I think Vandy. But my thing is don't Vandy has he gotten it done in the playoffs either? So is.
He's only been in the playoffs once. Like what?
But I'm saying like so you got unproven. What are we gonna get? I mean, you know what you get out of Joe Ma, Lab, and Whoop. That's what I'm saying. Like if you look at these
He's
teams,
never played the two guard either, though. He's never played the two guard either. So,
but I mean,
this backcourt will be up there. This backcourt is challenging to the.
oh yeah, especially with what 630 did.
Yeah. And you got 630.
Vandy got it in him.
You got Vandy. Vandy gets better as the year go on. He's always been a scorer. He wasn't known to be a passer. But when you play with 630, I think you ain't got no choice. And they're going to be able to run a lot of stuff over. So the backcourt is not going to be the issue to me at all.
I don't think 3 through 5 is either. I think Lav's underrated. What Lav's been in the league all 5 years.
Yeah, bro, Lab a dog.
Lav's a dog, dude. So is Jomar.
Man.
The guy that just likes to play.
He's a winner, bro. Jomar is a winner, bro.
I think 3v3 can go with either guard, right? I mean, 3v3, I think you can go with.
This roster don't have issues because 3v3.
I feel like you gotta go 630 here. You gotta go with the ISO guard.
No, you don't.
Damn.
Do you know what Vandy was to stage before?
Yeah, Vandy was huge. Yeah. He was
When he
huge.
came to Pro-Am, that's why they hated that boy because he came from stage.
Got you.
His 5 out year.
Point guards, but he couldn't play.
That year he was 5 out, man. He was different.
Yeah, he
crazy.
was nuts.
I'm saying, like, that's why I said it's gonna be trouble because you don't gotta go with 630. I never even have we even seen is 630 a stage guard?
I don't think.
But okay, so is 630?
The way he scored.
Jay, is 630 officially taking a back seat then? So if he not gonna be on the court, but like I don't.
That's not a backseat, bro.
But he not gonna be on the court for the 3v3 then, and he only gonna be I don't know. Like I don't know how you the man.
So let me ask you this: did Kai take the backseat for Ben?
Nah, but Bear utilizes his shooting guard a lot. Is Vandy about to utilize 630 like that, or is he going?
No, 630 gonna utilize what? I think 630 is the one, right?
No, they saying Vandy gonna be at the one.
I know what they're saying. If they can coexist, they're gonna be one of the best backcourts in the league. If they can figure it out, you know what I'm saying? I think they're tough. You know, I mean, what they used to say wasn't the narrative used to be Homie that Cody Parent killed PGs, but you know, look what happened. Like, you know, that used to be the narrative. So I don't know. I like this Pacers team. 1 through 5 for not having a draft pick. I think they're solid. 1 through 5, I think they're back.
Might be one of the teams I like better in 5v5 than 3v3.
I don't disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. You know, I don't disagree.
I think that's a great take, Homie. Look at Homie with the good take. That's a good. They're gonna be really good in 5v5.
I don't come up there. This is the only time you don't get me up here because I get hate mail from doing these.
All right, well, come on. We got 4 teams left. How do you like the EG? I think it's good that EG got in. I think that, but I heard Radiant tough on shooting guard.
Ray's been tough for years. Ray's been tough since 2K15.
Yeah, no, I mean he tough, but I'm saying he tough on shooting guards.
Think of a game nerd. That's him.
But I'm hearing that he tough on the guards that he run with though.
I mean, they used to say the same thing about Daycry.
No, he always had, all his guys have always had success. Screddy, you know Screddy because of him.
Yeah.
Cooks played with him, and Greenlight.
And Greenlight, right?
Yeah, and Greenlight. Okay.
Right.
All right.
No, but
Well, I love Bag.
EG's not getting the man the ball. So EG's gonna. I mean, that Pistons team. I think that Pistons team's solid. I really do.
You think Pistons a playoff team?
What is it? Top 6? You said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With-
I do.
With Bag and Charger.
Yeah, Charger's good. Charger's good.
Yeah, Charger and Ramo.
I think, dude, Charger's only gotten better. I mean, Charger's always good. But...
I think Ramo love Bag motion because Ramo is a big communicator and Bag communicates so much. Bag is always running his mouth. He talking every play, and that's what Ramo like. it's gonna be music to his ears.
Hey, this is sad. They might gotta redo these conferences.
Ain't it crazy? It's crazy.
And it's like good teams that's getting left out.
Yes, bro. Yes.
I don't think Ducks making it.
Well, let's skip to the Ducks. We can do Bear and Keenan last. So, excuse me, Simo, Keely. How is Majestic still sticking around the league, bro? Like, talk to me about that, bro.
Maybe Hami likes him. I don't.
The thing about Majestic,
I don't like it.
the thing about Majestic, he's always been one of the higher IQ players. I don't know. He's one of them things that I think when y'all tell people to be versatile, I don't think it's good. Like, so he try to go play everything.
Correct.
He looks worse than what he is.
But he's okay at everything. It ain't like he trash. Like, no, I'm not.
That's not good. That's not good. So when you look at it, right, if he's okay at point guard, they don't make playoffs. He's okay at shooting guard, they don't make playoffs. Okay at lock,
They lose.
They don't got no dogs. What you saying?
Keely ain't a dog. Do you? Seem could. You don't like.
He's never played point guard. He's never played point guard in the league.
I think Seam is probably the most underrated,
Yeah.
higher rated player.
No, he's good for sure.
Yeah, but I don't see him as a dog when you think of dogs. And Keena, 630.
Right.
When
He's
you
gotta
say
be-
stuff like that, I wouldn't
He's
say
got to be
dog.
upper echelon. Yeah, you got to be upper echelon to be a dog. You can't just get by to get by.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
saying
true.
Get by, but you can't be second tier. You're either top tier or you're no tier.
Now Mario, a lot of people saying that, and that's my man's. Everybody know I've been supporting out. I wanted him. We had a big push for Mario over at FSG to try to help him get over the hump. The year he didn't get in, and then he came back and got in, and then but they saying that he wasn't up to par as far as like when he got when he got to land.
I think he's ass.
Damn.
I think he's ass before he got in. I think y'all was hyping him because he's overseas.
But okay, but does it mean something to you? You play AAU, you play sports, like with your son, right? Is it bad if he the best international player in the world? Just like when international players, but when international players come to the NBA, they got a maturation process.
No, this is what's bad about it, bro. So if a player is legitimately better than a player that's over here, so say Mario to Fakey last year.
Okay.
If Fakey was legitimately better, y'all would, because y'all want to push an international player, and y'all would say Mario's top three. You wouldn't even say Fakey. Like, y'all literally didn't say Crown name or last. I remember getting in an argument, and me and Sick was like, y'all need to say that because they're international. And it's like, y'all whole push was an international thing, bro. But then, okay, because I remember getting called out on it. Oh, he had one good game against somebody in a wager. Homie, is he still ass? I'm like, bro, I didn't watch it. But then when he get in the league and he plays ass, everybody who gassed it disappears. It's like it didn't exist.
I feel it.
Like, he literally got in the league, bro, and didn't perform, bro. Like, let's be 100.
Right.
Been saying that he was S tier and he was top something. He didn't perform, but we're not going to say nothing because it's like they get the same privilege that we give like the other community.
Don't say it like that though, Homie. But I think like it's the only reason why I say it translates is because in the NBA when an international player comes over, they are awarded time to grow into who they are. Everybody ain't gonna be Luka. Everybody ain't gonna be Dirk. But you do have good players that come over from there. Like if you're the best person from over there, you should really. I mean, I feel like you should want him in the league over here to see if that type of caliber player is. So you could start the farm system of the internet. The NBA now it has an international program. You see what I'm saying?
But the numbers are completely different. The pond that we grabbing from is so small.
I feel you.
How could you say that right now?
Right.
How could you say that? Like, literally, bro, like, if you're going to just say, all right, he's tough out, he deserves to be over here because he's an international player, and not because he's really better than the next player, that's wrong. That's what I think is wrong.
I agree with that.
I'm just saying it just because of it.
Right. Right.
I agree. Like, what? No offense to him, but what do you do in Cleveland? Like, what do you do in Cleveland?
Yeah, he had a bad year.
I think that's gotta be just a. That's gotta be just a click. It's gotta be just a click.
No. He got picked up by the Ducks because I heard he was already.
No, he was already on the Ducks before he got drafted. That was his team. He ran on their pro-am team. He was signed. He was a part of their Adidas campaign.
I don't need to do my DMs. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying.
Right. Okay.
That's kind of pushing for me. I don't feel
right.
What do you think about
Verse, before you go into the Ducks, we were saying, is it when you mentioned Majestic? Is it okay to be? Is it fair to say that if you just okay at multiple positions in the league, that Hami said that's kind of unacceptable? If you okay at PG, we don't make the playoffs. If you okay at shooting guard, you don't make the playoffs. If you okay at lock, they really not gonna make the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? Like,
it's unacceptable.
But so does the versatility?
Before you answer, this is what I was saying. They basically asked why is Majestic around. I was like, he's always been that high IQ, always been one of the better players in the community. Now, granted, in the league, I think his downfall is from what people try to act like people need to do. He's versatile, just play different positions instead of being the best at one position. And he always played different positions and just looked okay. So he's like, ain't it good to be okay? I said, no, because if you ain't got them dogs, okay not gonna cut it.
It ain't gonna hide you.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about Majestic is, Majestic is cool. I'm cool with Majestic. That's been my boy for a long time.
That's why I tell him he's always been high IQ.
Yeah, so at one point, like, we used to refer to Majestic as the Swiss Army knife because he could do everything.
Mm.
But he never just, like, really just excelled at one particular thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had years he was really good at guard. He had years where he was good at other positions. But the thing that hurt him was that year that he had with Miami when he just flat out couldn't shoot. Like, it was bad, bro. Like, it was, like, really, really bad. And then, like, it became a thing to where, like, after that year, every time he was selected, it was a buddy pick, which you can't really argue. You can't really argue it because somehow you could kind of make it that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking it because, I mean, I see people benefit off of that, and that's just what it is. But is he a bad player? Nah, but I do get the consensus around just being like an okay player and consistently being a part of an organization. But I will say this: the last outing that he just had, when he went to that slasher lot and like went crazy with that team, like he made up for a lot of ground, and I feel like that's why. Just off of that success that he had just last season, it's relevant to this season, and that's why he was probably picked up. Because he did have a great run in that last push that beat 5 and 8, I believe, when they won that tournament and they made it into the playoffs. And he was going to
he played good in that tournament. He had some pivotal moments.
Well, I could see where other people are saying where that doesn't make up for
just being okay. Yeah.
So I get it.
Think of it this way: compete, right? If compete is okay at power forward, I think they still make playoffs. They still win because of Rhea and Splash or what they gonna bring to the table. You get what I'm saying? Like he got room to just be okay.
Yeah, he got aggressive. He got cooked.
Okay, that's a good point.
With this team, I know a lot of people don't believe in C-Man point guard. C-Man been dogging this year. Kelly is good.
Hami said that. Yep.
Jesus is a great power forward. Like,
he gonna excel at that role. Yeah.
And he even killed. But the problem is, bro, I don't have nothing against Mario. He just gotta show me, bro. Like that
that's what Hami just said.
I get it from like, oh, we want to expand the league. Oh yeah, we want more expansion teams. Or we want international players. The flat out thing is this, bro. People talk about bringing in these players, and yeah, he's the best amongst international players, but that still don't matter because he's a part of this league. Because if that's the case, we would buy out excuses for West Coast players, i.e. Bash, i.e. Fanta, for when they got to play on East Delay. At the end of the day, he was here last season on East with everybody else on East service, and he didn't produce. Bash came in, produced. Fanta came in, produced. Steez came in, produced. Walnut came in, produced.
Shots
From
came in,
Shots
produced.
came in, produced. Like, we have people that came from disadvantages. So I ain't cutting him no slack either, bro.
I got you. I feel it, man. Ami didn't either. Now, since you was gone for a minute on the phone, we got two more left. We got Bear and we got the Timberwolves in the Golden State. I say we fly through Golden State. We know what they are. They got the same team. Brought back chaos. Excellent team on paper. Excellent team on the court. Gonna be a great stage team. I don't think it's too much to say. That's a A+ team. That's a team. They drafted. They got their mans back. They finna be dogs. It is what it is. So I let you. So talk to me about this Minnesota team, man. DJ too cool, too cold, Xbox guy. What? How do you feel about that pick? Yeah, that's what I'm asking you because you was gone.
So I'm gonna be bluntly honest.
87 at that barrel of liquor store, so he didn't bust up.
I will be completely honest. I like everything but the power forward, and people not gonna like me about it. It is what it is. I don't have nothing against DJ. I don't do it like that.
Mute your mic, homie.
Hey, your phone breaking up.
Mike, homie, mute your mic. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know much about DJ. I don't know nothing against the dude.
Right.
I haven't seen, and I'm just gonna put it all on the table, bro. I haven't seen anything like special from him once they took out LT Steels.
Okay. That's insider. That's insider.
I ain't seen nothing, bro. TV, I know that this is the coach that he's on from. This is the players that he's familiar with. This is the players that he like to play with. This is the system he like to play in. Slaughter familiar with TV. Kai familiar with TV. Bear familiar with TV. We already know the other, like Bear, Kai, and Slaughter is what it is. DJ too cool. I know he shoot them gapper shots. I know he can green. I know he can do all that stuff. But I mean that's the standard at the power forward position. I know a lot of power forwards that can do that. That's in the league and not in the league. But I ain't seen nothing special from him since they took away them L2 steals. Right? And I'm just being honest. I'm just no hate towards him. I just gotta see it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when you make statements like how he made, like I pay attention to the community. When he got picked, he knew he was going there already. He had a green hoodie on and all that. He knew he was going there. Call it what y'all can call it what y'all want to call it. Y'all can call it what you want to call it. I ain't stupid. I'm from here.
Right.
He knew he was going, bro.
Right.
So now you got like how he showed up and he was like this. That I want to see. Show me. I gotta see it.
Ami Bear is coming in. Who is the dude?
Got you.
Alright.
Because I'm gonna be bluntly honest. I'm not, regardless of what the stigma around all these other players is, I'm not taking him over Idris. I'm not taking him over Larry.
I feel that.
I'm just not. I'm just not, bro. There's no way I make those decisions. And
Larry had a great pre-draft.
What's that?
I said Larry had a great pre-draft. I mean, Idris did too. I mean, both of them.
Yeah. And Idris had this success in the league to back it up. That's what I'm like.
I understand the conflict behind to where they probably would feel like, oh, maybe Larry would try to force his way to center, or Idris would probably try to force his way to the center, but they played power forward at a high clip, and nothing came from that even when they was in the league. Larry was a part of a top 5 defense for the Cavs at one point in the season. Idris has been Idris. So, and both of those players are like top pick and roll defenders. So at this point, with the responsibilities that they have, I believe Larry just had a kid. I believe Idris just sat out of the league season 3. Granted, he got picked up and he came and played for the Pistons and stuff like that. But he got something to prove and he understands the responsibilities to fulfill so that we can have more longevity into the league. So you can't tell me that those players wouldn't buy in, especially with a team that just came out of the playoffs. Every team Idris has played on, playoffs. Larry, got dealt bad ends of the sticks for certain things. When he didn't take a trade because of his own reasons, stuff like that, which we all discussed in the spaces and stuff like that. But beyond that, I'm still not going to take a chance on this on the unknown when I know those are bringing guaranteed results. Especially when you just lost Miles. Miles had a great run at power forward.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go from Miles to DJ Too Cold when I got
Right, okay.
I'm just not going to do that. And it's not even a situation where I'm looking at names. This is proven.
Right. Let me ask you this. So before we get into the rookie predictions, because we gonna fly through that real quick.
I don't get the T-Wolves.
You did the T-Wolves? Oh, you didn't you just? Oh, go ahead, go ahead. I thought you. My bad. Go on, get your mans.
This team,
Hey, come on, Bobby, go ahead.
I feel like they could have drafted me or something.
I do too. Like I do feel like you better. I don't know this DJ too cool, but he probably dope.
The team is so good, like with the core four. But I think TB is he's elementary Big Saint. So I don't know, but he definitely them group of friends. But I think that's gonna carry to a good season. I don't know this dude. Who is the dude? I don't know the dude. But
Yeah, Xbox school. He played with Stun and King.
who is the dude? I say again, who is the dude?
Yeah.
Nah, all jokes aside though, let me stop trolling. I think they make playoffs again. I don't know if this roster, if they take you from what they did last year to a championship team, because Big Sam had a good year. I think TB are one of the better locks. Granted, we don't see how good. I'm biased to TB, that's my man. So I think he's one of the better locks, but I think his team can benefit him. So now that he has the team, if he don't perform, then hey, it just is what it is. I'm not showing the DJ, the DJ2 who is the dude. One of the smartest IQ players in the game. And to me, I'm going on record to say I think Kai is the best 2K player in the world. So when you got that, it's like it's hard to be. They can't be sorry, bro. Like if they sorry, the roster just gotta blow up next year. You feel what I'm saying? But it's gonna be hard to be sorry. I don't know if they go to a championship team though. If they got better. So VERSUH, did they get better?
I feel like they're in the same market. I feel like they're still gonna be a playoff team. The thing about this, I think the difference maker is this, and I know it's a hot take because people don't really realize them, but I feel like they're gonna be moving way differently on these mechanics of the game versus last season. Like he's gonna be more of a threat this year. Like he knows moving differently.
I agree.
So like I feel like he's gonna be more of a threat. Kai gonna be a threat as always. Slaughter gonna do what he do. TB gonna fit into a system to where he's far more comfortable. It's just the X factor is what who is the dude? It's about what the dude gonna do.
What you think, Jay? What you think of DJ Too Cold? What you think of the dude? What you think of the dude too?
I think that's everybody's X factor, but yeah, I mean the other four, of course, Bear and Kai and Slaughter and TB. I mean that's a solid four, but all it takes one to ruin it, right? That's what they say. So I'm not saying he's going to, I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying all it takes is one. So it takes one to make it, but it takes one to fake it. So we'll see.
I feel like I'm still hurt they didn't draft me at that position. I would have fit perfect with the locker room, what do y'all call it? The culture and everything. I just feel like
we still want to see you in the scuba gear. We want to see you in Bear scuba gear. We just couldn't afford that on TikTok, so they had to, cancel you.
I took the culture and they give my best shot.
I don't know how many you would have brought so much great content to that team, bro. Just knowing how
you, bro.
that shit.
Yeah, that would have been cold, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I feel like we just get hated on. Like,
hey, VERSUH, you know what it is? They let Ben steal my whole swag, and he'll tell you, like,
I'm done with y'all.
My whole swag. So they don't need me no more.
Look, before we get off topic,
don't let. They better not let me in. Like,
yep. He said stole it all. All right, before we.
Leave the back door open. Like
what?
Before we get off topic, Verse, you had to take that call. Give me your top 5 unicorns of the draft.
Top 5 unicorns?
Yeah.
Ooh, pull that graphic back up.
Which one? Which one you like?
Draft one up from the league.
Pull the draft one.
The league draft one? Okay, hold on. Let me find the league.
I'm gonna go to it.
The league draft one.
What do unicorn mean again? Y'all know I ain't great.
Like Like they ain't not really been in around the league. Like they ain't been in the community. Like Bag Motion is a unicorn. Jaden,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Type.
That was a unicorn, man. They just basically did the same.
No, I thought that's how you explained it in the chat the other day, Verse.
Nah,
I thought unicorn was him.
Unicorn is like a special talent, like a
Yeah.
super
Okay.
talent, not a rarity about like.
It don't matter if they've been in the league or not, right?
Yeah. But we talking about just specifically. We talking about this specifically this draft.
Well, then just give me one a person. Then you give me one HOMI. You give me one Jay.
I would give you 5.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say if you want to give me your everybody do their rookie prediction. So offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. Who you like? Y'all got the league graphic up, or should I?
Hold on, bro. Let me do unicorn, bro. Cause you trying.
Go ahead, do unicorn. I ain't trying to mess your head up.
They got notes. Yeah, they got notes.
Yeah, they got notes. You got it. Yeah.
Hey,
I don't. Go ahead.
5 unicorns. I'm going first.
Let's go.
Johnny Red.
Yo,
I want to go Zay.
Zay a damn nerd, bro. I hate Zay.
Yeah, he's always been known as the best. I want to
He
go
do
Zay.
everything.
Saint, big Saint.
Hold on. I'm going Johnny Red, Zay. I'm not putting Saint in this.
Oh, I thought you said Zay. My bad.
No, Zay, Johnny Red. I like, I want to say, I love Jaden. I don't know what Bash gonna do with him. So I'm gonna go Jaden, bro.
Okay.
Love Jaden. Johnny Red, Zay, Jaden. Johnny Red, Zay, Jaden. Stick. I'm going Stick, bro.
Yeah, he been good for a while.
Because he got a chance to change that team. And
One more.
It's a no-brainer. Now I'm going Gallo, bro. I just love that kid demeanor. I love how he talk, confidence, how he approaching the game. I love how he approaching the game.
Okay.
I feel like with this dude, if he's sorry, if he's ass, he is gonna lock in. Lock in.
Yeah.
He's gonna lock in.
He one of the players that's gonna adjust. He gonna fix it.
So your top 5 was Zay. You said Johnny Red. Who you said?
Johnny Red,
Gallo, Jaden.
And I said Stick.
Stick. Yeah, what is Stick? That's a good one.
So off that list, I'm gonna do you one better. Off that list, my defensive rookie of the year, I'm going Zay, bro.
Okay. I like that.
No question.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive rookie of the year, it's tough. Wait, is they don't classify Cooks as a rookie?
That's the biggest thing, bro. I asked that in Spaces the other day. I don't think anybody.
I don't do this classified as rookie like Cook, Saint, and them.
Well, I think that's what Black Frank White was saying. That it's weird to their league because in no sporting thing can you be drafted multiple times. So it's like
technically Cooks was never drafted, so
Right, he picked up mid-season.
He played damn near a whole year.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll require Cook. I don't think Cook's.
So I'm going Zay, and without going point guard, I think Johnny Red will be offensive rookie of the year, bro.
I'll go next.
go ahead.
Yeah.
That's tough. Johnny Red.
My 5 unicorns for sure. Unguardable, Gallo, Jaden, Zay. Ooh, it get interesting after
I
that.
said unguardable, Jaden Zay.
Yeah.
You got 12 lines. You got unguardable.
Unguardable, Jaden, Zay,
Gallo, okay.
and Dietrich.
Mm.
Dietrich.
I like Dietrich, man. I was mad that people was upset at Famous for taking him so high, but it was
I think it wasn't. It was at the spot. Don. It wasn't.
okay. It's the 11th pick. Okay.
And it's not in that. He worked so hard. He deserved whatever he got.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. He won a lot. He been hooping, bro. Who you like, Jay?
As far
Go defensive rookie of the year and offensive rookie of the year.
Defensive rookie of the year. The system is made for this man to excel.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, what? You think you better than Zay?
And the system is made for him. Bumpy down and feast. Bumpy down and feast.
Yeah, Zay got legit and sick. He ain't really. He got the brothers.
Tripping. Sick is really that.
No, sick is not. When sick locked in 16-0, what you mean? Like they.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Bumpy down and Vegas. I mean, Bumpy
Forget,
down.
legit was on that team too. You saying if Sick locked in, legit was the starting power forward.
Yeah. When they won it.
Oh yeah, sure was. Damn, okay, all right.
But I don't see them getting better than Feast and Bumpy Don defensive.
Yeah, Don only care about defense. I remember doing his tape. He sent me, and that boy, I'm like, dang, he sent me all defense.
Zay is the best. He's been considered the best lock. Even they would say if he was in the league, he was the best lock.
They were saying it was him. It was after Crazy Go was him.
Mm-hmm.
Once Crazy got drafted, it was messed up.
But you said handicap. Who your offensive rookie is?
Gallo.
Hello.
Yeah.
Who you like?
Hey, bro, put them all, dog. You just picked two people from the same team.
I know, right?
You can't be mad at that though.
Who you like, Jay?
All right, so let's see. 5 unicorns. So I got my graphic pulled up on my phone. So let's see. 5 unicorns. Gotta change it up a little bit. So I like bag motion a lot. Rain is definitely a unicorn for a fact. I mean, I don't know how you can't do Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
2 more. Go with, let's see.
Who you say? Bag? Who else?
Bag, Dietrich.
And, Mean
No.
Streets too.
Oh,
Mean
me.
Streets.
You said Mean Streets? Okay, my bad.
And then one more is going to be,
Who you like?
one more. Let's see. I think Vanna. I think Vanna could be for sure. I think if he gets in his element, I think Vanna could be for sure.
Okay, so name yours real quick without us interrupting you. So all 5.
So you're good. So what? Fana, and then Rain, Streets, Bag Motion, and who did I say?
Jaden. You said Jaden.
Oh yeah, Jaden. Yep, and Jaden. Yep. So,
Awesome.
All right, so defensive rookie of the year. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I don't know if you ever guys have watched Rain play defense. That boy's in the lane and gets a lot of blocks. So I know it's popular to pick a lockdown, but I think at center you can definitely still win defensive rookie of the year.
I'm not. That's the only 2 positions, to be honest.
Right, and then offensive rookie of the year. I mean, I don't know how you could either go with. I don't know if Cooks qualifies. I'd say Cooks or Johnny Red. I think that it's going to be dynamic backcourt. So I think either one of those.
You know the crazy thing is, the person that I would pick for offensive rookie of the year, other than Gallo, I didn't even mention him in my unicorn. I genuinely feel like the only person I would compete with him with scoring wise in that light would be Kenny Zeus.
No, Kenny's good too. Yeah, I mean that's a toss up.
But the thing about that is, I know what I'm gonna get from DJ. I feel like Symptoms is one of the best catch and shoot sharps in this pool. Like Symptoms is nice. Like,
no, he's good. He's been around for years. Like I said, I've been playing against him for 4 years, 5 years. It's been a while. Sim's been around for a while. You know, that's the thing though. Some of these guys are just making their name. Well, not just they've had a name, but it's so hard to establish it. Right, of course, people are finally seeing it. You know.
But the thing with that is, I just feel like the way that Gallo plays, people are gonna be afraid to move off of DJ more than they would be afraid to move off of Symptoms. If that makes sense. His mindset and how he incorporates the team and uses the team will only open up his offensive ability. Or he can just start off killing and then people have to force to rotate, and at some point they just don't give up threes from everywhere. Because DJ don't really miss like that. Bumpy Don shoots gappers just like everybody else. And Hezzy Cap, one of the better lots throughout the whole joint. And he can come from stage. That boy, I didn't know about him, so I really had to sit down and watch him.
Okay, he's good.
It wasn't like I was watching mixtapes. I was watching like film. I really never seen them not green. I'm not talking about not miss. I'm talking about not green. I'm talking about not green consistent.
So that's what
At the end of the day, he's not better than Zay.
I don't think I'm not gonna say he's better than Zay, but the kid is ridiculous, bro. And he's an assistant.
If I got a name, man, I think if I got to throw man in there, and of course y'all know I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think my 5 unicorns is gonna be, of course, Fana, out the gate. Of course, I'm going Fana out the gate for my first unicorn. I'm going Jaden for my second unicorn out the gate for this draft. I also like, speaking of this draft only, so that means they ain't got to be rookies. We just talking about 5 unicorns. I feel like Matty is going to be a unicorn in this draft. I'm scared that his team might not have the success to kind of bag up my statement, but I'm all for a pedigree, man. Like, I know in sports, coming from good programs, like we call teams like Duke a good program, North Carolina. When you come from good pedigree, man, and coming from that Golden State kind of farm system, I feel like he gonna have a breakout year. Another person that I really like this year to be somewhat of a unicorn, man, is Fakey. I'm going on the same team as well, 2 from the same team, just because of his story, everything that he been wanting from this year, and I mean wanting from the 2K, and to be able to get matched up with his man Oreo, I feel like that's gonna be great for him. So I like Fakey as well, and I'm gonna stay in this same vein, man. I really like Big Saint. Like, I think Big Saint had a big a good productive year, and I think right now he in a place where he want to be. The people want him. They got a good energy, a good aura. I think that Toronto team is going to be really good. So my 5 unicorns in the season 5 draft is Fana, Jaden, Fakey, Big Saint, and who I said? Who did I say? Is that it? Fana. Oh, and Maddie. So my top 5 as far as unicorns: Jaden, Fana, Fakey, Big Saint, and Maddie. I think Maddie is going to have a huge impact in Orlando, whether they win or lose. My offensive rookie of the year, I feel like it's going to be like a co-offensive rookie of the year, because I feel like it's going to be like a 5v5 rookie and like a 3v3 rookie. And I think that Gallo and Fana are gonna battle for offensive rookie of the year. And if I had to go defensive rookie of the year, my first mind is to say Jaden is gonna be offensive rookie of the year, but it's gonna be more of a supporting cast, because I agree with HOMI. I'm not sure how much Bash is gonna utilize him, so I'm gonna go co MVPs with Gallo and Fana. And my sleeper for defensive rookie of the year is gonna be Bag Motion. I think that having Charger and Ramo behind him with Radiant, with some veteran leadership, I think that's going to play a big factor with him. I think him and Ramo are going to hit it off, and that defense is going to be a lot better. I think he's been extremely well through Zero Gaming. He was extremely well when he moved over to the other team. He's in a position where he's playing with even better players now that's going to elevate his game. I think Bag going to have a really good year, man. So they're my predictions right there. What else y'all got?
I like everything except for the Maddie pick, and you said Maddie.
I said Fana, Jaden, Fakey. And I'm only saying Fakey because you got Fakey at the pick 51. Like, that's okay, so like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the thing for me is that
in Big Saint, I think that fit in Toronto. I think the 3v3, like Hami said, that he come from stage. I think that's gonna be huge. I think Saint gonna have a big year.
I think like the stage aspect is fine. I just think the biggest problem is figuring out if they're gonna figure out that lineup at the right time, so that way they can have a successful season.
I agree.
Just as much as like with the Magic thing, like
we
don't have any hardcore or anything from Maddie because we don't know where he's essentially gonna end up playing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't, like I've heard like little rumors about Snubby possibly playing lock.
Okay. See, you know a little bit more. That's why I'm just the host. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's all good.
Those little things play a role, but it's just a unicorn pick.
Yeah, it's just. I think he gonna have an outstanding year. I think that he's gonna have a huge year.
Right.
Man, we looking good though, man. Now, if we look at the draft holistically, man, who you got to come out the East, Jay? You can pick one team come out. Let me put the graphic back up for you. You got one team to come. Oh, you got it up already? All right.
Yeah, let's see the East. Let's see here. That's tough. I like the 76ers a lot. But then how do you go against the Wizards? You know, the Wizards, I'd say it's down to the 76ers and the Wizards. Those two teams for me.
Okay. Homie, who you like coming out the East?
Wizards.
Who you like, Verse?
I don't see the graphic.
That's up.
Oh, the picture.
Yeah, it's on the. Yeah, it's up. It's up on the stream. If you in the stream.
Okay, so
It's a hard pick, bro. It's a hard pick, bro.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction, bro. And I'm gonna go against the champs. I think Gen G coming out the East, man.
You big on Gen G. Okay.
They're playing above Gen G. I don't know about this. They must be slipping something underneath the table. Jeez.
I swear you love him.
I feel like he do.
Let me tell you something. Let me explain my point. When you look across the board, like when you legitimately look across the board, they have everything.
So what do they have Wizards? What do they have better than the Wizards?
What they don't. I'll put it like this. Feast can fight what they fight. I think people forget like who Feast is. Like Feast is a dog.
Yeah, he 76ers dog. What's the name? Dog. Yeah.
Feast is a demon.
Yeah.
Bumpy Don could cancel out a new demon. They could cancel each other out. Hezzy Cat has to prove himself. So essentially, he's in the same position that Aqua was when he came into the league. DJ has more of an up on recent, like what we've seen from DJ as a
Repertoire,
now,
yeah.
We know that he can put the ball on the floor. We know he can play something. We know he can play defense. And Gallo was a wonderful kind of talent. So if there's anybody that will pick that I see has all the qualities all across the board with no question marks, no players out of position, no figuring out anything, none of that stuff is a factor because that doesn't pertain to this roster. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. Picking the statement, bro. That's why I take. If anybody if it came down to it, I'ma own it. Like,
yes, sir.
If they come out the East, I'll take it. Anybody could throw heat at me for it. If they come out the East, I strongly believe they win the championship.
Nice.
If they come out the East, they win the chip.
My bold prediction is the I'm riding with the champs too. I think that Ty is just a great fit. They get to pick up where they left off. Now I kick off the West. The West is so stacked, bro. This is crazy. Crazy. Go ahead, yeah, because I need time to look at this.
I have two statements to make. So first off, I got the Warriors come out the West. I got the Warriors come out the West convincingly. I'm not saying like it's just not gonna be like they gonna run over everybody, but I got the Warriors come out the West. They just have an understanding, bro. And I feel like the side effect between us, I don't know that dude. So
I don't know that dude.
I don't know that dude.
All right.
What happens there? But I will say my dark horse, out of that side, hey, that's the little joy. I don't know that dude.
Where did they find the dude?
any team, and it's funny, bro. If it's any team that I feel like will make a statement to come out the West other than that team, it's the Cavs. People not gonna like it, bro. Rim, Oreo, and Fakey in that front court with Bash and Jaden being two-way guards. That's fucking ham, bro.
I love that Warriors pick. I'm not gonna lie.
Across the board.
That was my. I mean, he took my pick. My pick was the Warriors too. So I think. Hold on, let me write this down. I'm gonna get a graphic done with our predictions so we could see them. So the predictions out the East was all three of us said the Wizards. You said Gen G, and then I say the Warriors. You said the Warriors. Who you like, Homie?
I just say, before you start, I just want to say one thing. Like, and it's funny because when you look at that Warriors T-Wolves joint, I just gotta say it, bro. Antoine been moving malicious.
Mm-hmm.
So that comparison with like high is,
bro. Antoine's been good. He just has another league, another year of experience under his belt. Antoine's good.
Really good, Jay.
But I'm doing the comparison. Like, I'm giving Kai the edge defensively, but Antoine is right there offensively, bro. Like, they like right there, bro. Like, Antoine is ridiculous, bro. Like, people don't understand, bro. Watching him thoroughly, he can work under pressure. He can work in any situation.
He's 1-5 too. He's 1-5. He's crazy.
The kid is nuts, bro. But my dark horse is definitely the Cavs. But my favorite is the Wolves.
I agree. Who you like?
And the Wolves gonna win this game. Win this game. If CB13 watching, them fools gonna win this game. So
1A, 1B is Warriors Timberwolves. I just don't know the dude, man. Like, where does the dude come from?
Who is that dude?
Put beside T-Wolves, who is the dude? But anyway.
Jay, who you like? Jay never said who he like.
Yeah, Jay.
No, I'm still talking. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Homie. Go ahead.
I'm still nice.
See, this is dumb. I hate doing this. We don't know the seed. I got 3 teams.
It's early predictions, man. It's just early predictions, you know?
I think the front runners are the Warriors, T-Wolves, and splashing them, right? But I see the Cavs. If my dog Big Rim is not dog shit, I love the Cavs. I just love it. I think it falls on Big Rim.
I do. I love the Cavs too, bro. But the Warriors, I like. The Warriors are that team, though. Like I absolutely. And then I'm biased because I love Jaden. So that's our guy.
They got the same team.
They
got the same 5, actually.
Why you guys still sleep on the Pacers, man? I'll tell you what. I don't know what's up with the Pacers. Aren't bad, man.
But you didn't pick them either. Is that your team?
I don't like God situations. I don't like God situations where I think it's gonna be a cat fight in the locker room.
I'll tell you this. I'll say this. I got 2 points to make. This is a revenge year for Rim.
Hold on. Let Jay say his pick before you go.
I know. I just want to say this before.
Oh, okay.
It's a revenge year for Rim. And looking at that Pacers roster, I don't buy in on Wolf. I just don't.
I love Wolf.
I love Wolf, but I'm talking about for this particular game, I haven't seen Wolf play. I don't even
know if he still got the game. I don't know if he got the game.
And that's what I'm saying. But Wolf is Wolf. But this is the thing. Vandy and
Person, can I cut you off? Where the fuck this Wizard go? I thought that's one dude I'd never see out the league.
He was like retained magnet. He's been
I thought he
retained
was
magnet.
always the best shot. Where this Wizard go? VERSUH?
He done.
But he didn't even try this shit, right?
Nah.
Man, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Nah, he never right.
Well, yeah, he never played in the offseason or anything. He kept getting retained. He never played.
He never. Remember, VERSUH, remember when the game switched? He was the first one with all purple badges because remember, West couldn't play with East and Pro-Am?
And it was like, when did you get those?
Yeah, he had them before we even knew what they were.
No, but he was always retained, though. He was always retained. Like, the retainments would always make sense. They'd come down the pipe, like, that makes sense, and then boom, Wizards just
Boom. Right.
So, all right, mine. So, my dark horse. People aren't gonna like it. It's okay though. I think the dark horse is the Kings. I think the Kings are a dark horse if they get that under control.
Okay.
If it's big though, there's a big if. It can go one of two ways. It could either really backfire, or with Miles and Walnut, it could go pretty well too. Versus base is priceless. I love it. So I'm not saying you gotta have a dark horse for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
Come out of the pack. It's gotta come down to either. I don't know. It's gotta be T-Wolves, but we don't know who that dude is. So I think Warriors or Jazz. I think think the Jazz, but if Jen plays really well splashy, I like the Jazz. I really do. I think that team is built, but I don't know.
So give me one. Give me one that you see coming out the East. You got it, because I need it for the graphic.
So give me the Jazz. I'll take the Jazz.
All right, you got the Jazz. Hami, who you like? Who you like, Hami?
What, the West?
Yeah, in the West. So what's crazy is on both of them we all in agreement on the Warriors on one, on the Wizards on one side, and then Genji. Why? It's just a prediction.
I don't want to but that no troll shit, bro. They really call, text, and DM me, and they really they hold that shit like.
All right, we ain't gonna do it yet. We ain't gonna do it yet, bro. We ain't gonna do it yet. We gonna let them at least get some scrims in first. We gonna see some scrims first, and then if they okay with your critic.
Watch this verse. Since we put me on the graphic, I like the Raptors to come out the East, and I like the Timberwolves
For the great, all right, we ain't gonna do all that, man. You crazy, man. Hey, I'm gonna have it in the cup.
Hey, Versa, I'll honestly say after looking at the graphic, I am completely rattled as to how does the Warriors have their same team? Like
The same team, bro. Chaos fell to them. Everybody let chaos fall.
But this is the crazy thing, though. Like, y'all gotta understand that this has been happening since Keena came in the league.
But yeah, he's the Twitter swindler.
He the man.
Every year, bro.
He the man, bro.
Every year, yeah.
He the man.
Bro,
What up?
I remember at the draft when they got drafted, Ben told him, Keena was sitting at our table. Ben told him, bro, you've been kicking my ass in pro-am and you did it in the draft. Like, he did everything he wanted to do.
I think people don't remember, like, when Keena walked up on stage, he unbuttoned his shirt. And
Had the yellow, the what? Yeah, he had the whole color scheme. He had the blue suit and everything.
He said, I told people, I said, Keena, you had on blue and gold accessories with your
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You had a gold tie.
Yeah.
No, he was like, didn't I tell y'all draft me? He said, I told 2 teams draft me.
Yeah, he did.
He was like this. When 10 picked, and they picked somebody else, yes. And then when he came up, he was like, homie, yes. And he walked up the stage. I said, boy, this boy is good.
Wow. All right, y'all. Hey, well, no, this is a good one. We gonna have to do this again, man. If y'all want, we can get off camera and move to the spaces. I know y'all like it, or we done for the night.
I'm tired, boy. It's my man's birthday. I've been drinking all day. I left with the liquor store.
Henny Hami Ali. You about to go knock it out.
All right. Well, I know that's where I caught audience that I ain't want to hold you back. I just had to, we did good though. We had almost 100 people in here. You know what I'm saying? They just ain't all come in at once. We did. Yeah, I'm looking at the stats right now. So we did way better than what y'all think with the transferring over. People was in here. They just didn't want to act like they was in here in the chat. Hey, but
got audio out?
No, your audio alive in here. Oh, I'm about to let you know. Yeah. Hold on. I was just gonna say shout out to y'all. Shout out to Uncle ENT, man. Major bump for being here. Big homie, you know what I'm saying? We got Verse in the building, man. My new assistant GM, watch him building some new teams for me this post draft. Gonna get some new players in the mix, man, and get it done. You know, and shout out to my boy Jay Dillon, man. He gonna be hanging around Fire Sticks a lot, man. Expect some great things from him because I'm keeping him. He came over to the dark side, and now we ain't giving him back. Hopefully, you know. Hey, man, but I'm here, man.
I want to say shout out to
Go
everybody came through. I want to say look out for Major Bump post draft. I just saw VERSUH coaching the team. That sponsors team, but none of them mess with me. So I'm still here by myself, and I'm gonna put something together. And
I'm trying to put you at the 4 right now. Verse got a good team.
I'm not talking to them right now. Y'all know I always give y'all a chance to the percentages. Everybody don't give me up because I stand on the score for that. When we lose, it's always your uncle sorry, your uncle Major Bump get flooded, and y'all don't get on the TL to fight for your uncle. So I will put something together. First of them reach out to me. I see coaching. I saw it on Twitter. It is. I'm blocking his number. That I better stop messing with him because he don't forget. Look out for Major Bump.
I appreciate everybody coming through. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate y'all supporting FSG on top.
Yes,
On
sir.
top. You know we collab and we keep it authentic over here, whether you like it or not. We gonna keep it real. We gonna keep it going because we for the culture.
Yes, sir.
Our moment coming soon.
Yes, sir.
We gonna keep y'all posted, man. We coming strong this year. They know it. The people know it. We gonna keep everybody involved. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
I just want to thank everybody for coming through. Appreciate Doc for having me. The boys, HOMI and VERSUH. You know, Major Bump Fire Sticks duo coming soon, put together.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Yeah, thanks for everybody coming through. Follow me on Twitter. It's JDillon330. Follow the other guys. We'll be putting out content all 2K League season.
Yes, sir, man. This y'all new favorite content team, man. I don't care what nobody say. We don't care about none of them other jokers. We gonna do our own content right here, man. We covering the NBA 2K League this year, man. This the content team, the dream team, man. We gonna add some more key pieces. I got Primetime Scott gonna come through next time. Shout out to my boy Loose Change. Dave Loose will be here. We gonna have a dream team panel, man, every week. We gonna keep it funky, man. Y'all already know, man. Catch us in the spaces, catching up. We probably should do a spaces tomorrow to recap what we did today. So tomorrow, catch us in the spaces, probably in the afternoon. Y'all know we own the spaces market right now in the 2K community. Me and Unc, man, y'all already know, man. So appreciate everybody being here, man. It's your boy, Mr. 2.0, 56 Gaming. Make sure you follow us everywhere. YouTube, most importantly, man. Appreciate everybody love, man. Y'all already know. We'll be back with another one, man, real soon. Stay on the lookout. And right now, it's a wrap.
Yes, sir.